குருவும் நீ, களி காக்க வந்த கடவுள் நீ. வேதம் மோதி கீதம் பாடி தினமும் உன்னை பணிகிறோம். வேதம் மோதி கீதம் பாடி நித்தம் உன்னை பணிகிறோம். என் நித்யன் உன்னை பணிகிறோம்.
ओंकारी परमेश्वरी.
Nithyanandam. We welcome all the Paramashivoham levels to the session of the day, Nithyananda Yoga. We are going to perform the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, 308 asana sequence, as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let us all now get ready. Place your yoga mats down to the ground. Settle down. Apply the vibhuti and kumkum. Wear the rudraksha mala. And prepare the panchapadam cup with some water for the ritualistic cleansing. We request all the participants to please turn on your cameras and make sure your rooms are properly lit. This is a security measure, so please follow along with the guidelines. And on as we are going to start the session very soon. Everyone, please settle down. We're going to now start the session. Now sit in a comfortable position with your head, neck and spine down. Your hands Namaskara mudra in front of your heart center. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as we chant Sadguru. Next, we will chant the Shiva Mula mantra. Om Ham Ham Shivaya Namaha 11 times internally. As we chant,
Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha.
wash your hand again. With index, middle and ring fingers joined together, touch above the upper lip and below the lower lip. Wash your hand again. With the index finger and thumb joined together, touch your right nostril and your left nostril. With ring finger and thumb, touch the right eye, right ear and left ear. Wash your hand again. With the little finger and thumb joined together, touch your navel, your right chest and your left chest. With all the fingertips joined together, touch the crown of your head, the right shoulder, the left shoulder, and your heart center. Wash your hand again. Now place your right hand over the left. Place both hands on top of the right thigh and set your sankalpa, your conscious resolution, your declaration, what you want to manifest through today's Nithyananda Yoga session as we chant the Sankalpa mantra.
Om Mamopatta Samasta Duridakshayadvara Bhagavat Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Pretyartham Sri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Pretyartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishisthayam Asyam Shubhatithau Purana Arogya Yukta Dridagatra Yogiga Sharira Siddhyartham Paramashiva Shakti Aviskaranaartham Nithyananda Yoga Abhyasam Karishye.
Now wash your hand once more as we chant.
Om Apa Upasprishya.
Now keep your Panchapatram and Dharani aside, out of harm's way. And let us briefly cover the 12 components of Kailasa Nithyananda Yoga. As the ocean entering into the drop, we have to prepare ourselves, our physical body and the other components of our body. And this is exactly what Nithyananda Yoga is designed for, with the original context of Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham, I am that divine consciousness. The first component is asana, the physical postures, where you align your body to the cosmic geometry, fundamentally aligning your body to Paramashiva. Next component is pranayama, the breathing techniques where you align your breathing flow to the cosmic breathing flow, aligning your breathing flow to Paramashiva, cleaning your energy channels, your nadis, and pumping prana into your system. Next up is mudra, the energy circuits performed with your fingers, your limbs, and various other parts of your body, sealing the prana into your system and aligning your intra-organs such as your chakras to Paramashiva. Bandhas, the energy locks which prevent the prana from seeping out of the body and pushing the Kundalini Shakti up along the spine to the higher and higher chakras. The bandhas we are going to perform are of three kinds. The Mula Bandha, the root lock, contracting your perineal floor and pulling it up. Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock, pulling your stomach inwards and up towards your spine as you contract your stomach muscles. And the Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, where you tuck your chin to the chest and internally contract your throat muscles, locking the throat and holding the energy that was pumped up in the higher chakras. Together performed, they make Mahamudra Bandha, which is an intense technique for Kundalini awakening. The next component is the Karana, the sacred dance postures. Today's topic is living enlightenment, experience the cosmic dance, the Ananda Tandava of Bhagavan Raja, the cosmic dancer. So aligned to experience the Karanas preserved in stone within India. Those dance movements where you move your body gracefully in synchronicity lead to a subtle breath and the intense intake of prana. Next up is the visualization. As you hold the visualization of various devatas, animals and other living creatures, according to the specific asanas, you embody their qualities and authentically perform the asana as it is intended. Having the right context is most important when it comes to manifestation, because where you start is where you're going to end up. So start with the correct context, the correct visualization, and the instructions from the source. As we are going to be chanting the original source scripture references for all of the asanas to provide you with the right context for the yoga practice. The next component is the japa, the internal repetition of mantras, awakening your Vishuddhi chakra and activating the Vak Shakti, the power of speech, as you align your speech to Paramashiva. Next up is weightlifting, intensifying the asana practice by holding weights leads to intense Kundalini awakening. And bodybuilding is a spiritual practice as per the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. That is why we are including weights in the practice of Nithyananda Yoga. Keep them at the side of your mat. We're going to let you know when to hold the weights in which asana specifically. Next up is mandala, the visual representation of gods and goddesses. As you can see in the background, we have the Shri Yantra, the representation of all the gods and goddesses. If you gaze at it deeply, the lines and geometric figures reflect into your brain, and the macrocosmos is mirrored into your microcosmos. The next component is the abharanam, the traditional jewelry. Wear Rudraksha beads on your skin because they hold the highest amount of energy of any jewelry. So keep skin contact and hold your body in the higher energy space. Finally, we cover the aushadha, the alchemy medicines, which can infuse prana even when applied on your skin. Wear the vibhuti and kumkum. At this point, once more, we would like to request all the male participants to please remove your upper cloth, for yoga is a ritual, and as per Agama, the male bodies are supposed to remove your upper cloth during any ritual performance. With this, let us now move into the first asana of the sequence. Sit in a comfortable cross-legged position with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Place your hands in Bindu Mudra with index fingers and thumbs together. Place them on top of the knees. Engage all three bandhas, root lock, stomach lock and throat lock. Mahamudra Bandha. As you visualize Lord Shiva in your inner space, perform Samana Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply into your stomach region and holding your breath as you visualize a flame being formed in your stomach and rising up your spine. As you internally chant the japa Soham, visualize it rotating around your throat. In Sukhasana.
तत्सुखासनमित्युक्तमशक्तस्तत्समाचरेत्.
Next up is Parvatasana. Now bring your legs into Padmasana and then join your palms together in Anjali Mudra and raise them up above your head. Keep your elbows straight. Engage all three bandhas and visualize yourself as Mount Kailash.
अथ वक्षे महादेव पर्वतासनमङ्गलम्.
Next up is Halipavasana. Now bring the soles of the feet together in front of your body. Extend them slightly away. As you interlock your fingers behind your back, lean forward and down and place your forehead on the ground behind the heels. Lean down as low as possible. As you gaze towards your nose, engage all three bandhas and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पूर्वविधियाहु मे जानो उभयपकदली सम्पुटठानो.
Next up is Nagipavasana. Now keep the soles of your feet together and extend your arms out in front of the feet. Cup the palms, place them on the ground as you place your forehead on the ground behind the heels. Gaze to your nose, engage all three bandhas and visualize yourself as a snake in Nagipavasana.
पूर्वविधिपर्यागाने नीचौहौ विकहु निफनास्यो लगाई.
Next up is Kokilasana. Now hold on to the big toes in Prana Mudra with your respective hands as you stretch the legs straight, forward and up, and then cross them into Padmasana. Lean forward and down, place your elbows on the ground as you engage all three bandhas and visualize yourself as a bird.
अथान्यदासनं वक्ष्ये येन सिद्धो भवे नरः.
Next up is Nityasana. Now stack your ankles and knees as you hold on to opposite elbows and start rotating your arms in a circle. Gaze to your nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Engage all three bandhas. After some time, change the direction of the movement.
गोड़ा बामा पादगी आशमाहिली सोज दक्ष चरण कोवार लोता परिगुल्भ समोज.
Next up is Gajasana. Now place one ankle on top. Now place your hands on the ground and lift your hips up high. Scoop your body forward and down again and again. As you visualize yourself as an elephant, perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
निब्जं पादाग्रे भूमौ कृत्वा लम्बी भूया मस्तकाग्रे निधाय.
Next up is Rikshasana. From Gajasana, alternate pressing one heel into the ground back and forth as you lift the other heel up. Visualize yourself as a bear as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
एकैकं पादमाकुञ्च गजासनं कुर्यात् रक्षासनं भवति.
Next up is Vaishyasana. Now raise up onto the tips of your toes. Stand on the big toes with the other toes lifted off the ground if you can. Keep your hands in Hridaya Mudra with index, middle and ring fingers together and place them on your heart center. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform Ujjana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
केशेन पादयुगलं बद्ध्वा तिष्ठेत धूमुकः.
Next up is the Urdhva Janu Karana. Now stand with your heels touching, toes pointing outwards and the knees bent in Arimandi position. Place your hands at the chest, keep the elbows parallel to the ground, and then lift one knee up towards the center of your body. Follow along with the respective hand. Make a circular motion with both legs again and again. The next asana is Balalingasana. Now interlace your fingers from the outside in Sarva Shankari Mudra. Hold on to one knee and pull it up towards your chest. As you keep your head, neck and spine in a straight line, engage all the bandhas and visualize yourself holding a baby.
एकं जानु उरसि आलिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Next up is Padapidanasana. Now pull one foot behind towards your buttocks, holding it with both hands. As you engage all the bandhas, visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
स्थित्वैकस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यां वेष्टयेत्तनुम्.
The next asana is Natarajasana. Now, with the respective hand, hold onto the sole of one foot from the inside. As you kick the leg back and up, lean forward with the arm extended, hand in Bindu Mudra, index and thumb together. Visualize yourself as Lord Nataraja. Fitting to today's theme, in Natarajasana.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकं नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गुष्ठप्रसारणे.
Now repeat Balalingasana on the other side. Visualize yourself holding a baby as you pull your knee towards your chest and engage all the bandhas.
एकं जानु उरसि आलिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Now repeat Padapidanasana on the other side. Pull the other foot towards your buttocks and hold it with both hands. Engage all the bandhas and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
स्थित्वैकस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यां वेष्टयेत्तनुम्.
Now repeat Natarajasana on the other side as you extend the leg back and up while leaning forward with the arm extended, hand in Bindu Mudra, visualizing yourself as Lord Nataraja.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Next up is the Artharishta Karana. Stand in Arimandi position, heels together, toes pointing outwards and the knees bent. Then step the right foot behind the left with the toes down, heel raised. Bring the left hand to your chest and swing the right arm back and forth like a pendulum. Gracefully move the fingers of the hand one by one. As you cover your nose with your hand, uncross your ankles, step the other foot behind and repeat the movement on the other side. Next up is the skeleton dance. Now visualize yourself as a skeleton as you shake your body intensely. Hold the visualization of your bone structure while you move wildly. Next up is the Katichinakarana. From Arimandi position. Now cross your arms above your head with the palms facing backwards. Then turn your hips to one side, open your arms wide above your head. Return to the center and repeat the movement again and again on both sides. The next asana is Tadasana. As you stand tall on the tips of your toes, raise your hands up above your head parallel. As you engage Earthy Bandhas, visualize yourself as a palm tree and internally chant the new japa Shivoham.
महामुद्राबद्ध कोनो ताड़ासन विभेदकान्.
Next up is Uttanasana. If there are any pregnant women present in this yoga session, please don't perform any of the forward bends. Take it slow. It is advised that you don't perform any of the forward bends. From a standing position, lean forward and down. Bring your hands flat on the ground. Engage all trivandhas as you bring your forehead towards the ground, towards the knees. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform all trivandhas, and breathe in Samana Kumbhaka, filling your stomach with prana. Visualize a flame rising up your spine.
महामुद्राबद्ध कोनो ताड़ासन विभेदकान्.
Next up is Tadakshasana. Place your hands flat on the mat, shoulder width apart, and step your feet back into a plank position. Now contract the perineal region, tuck your chin to the chest, and start rotating your head from side to side. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Internally chant Shivoham.
गजासनवस्थित्वा मस्तकं वारं वारं दक्षिणकुक्षिं सव्यकुक्षिं नजेत् तरक्ष्वासनं भवति.
Now lower your body down onto the mat. Keep the toes pointing backwards and your hands flat on the mat beside your chest. As you raise your head with the strength of your lower back, open your mouth wide and inhale through the hollow of your throat. Exhale through your nose in Bhujangani Mudra. Visualize yourself as a cobra as you perform the Mula Bandha in Bhujangasana.
अंगुष्ठनाभिपर्यन्तम् अधोभूमौ विनिन्यसेत्.
Next up is Shashasana. From a tall plank position, alternate, bring one knee in towards your chest back and forth. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha and breathe in Sahaja Kumbhaka calmly through your nose, leading the prana along your spine, holding it on and off. You are in control of the breathing flow.
गजासनसंस्थितो जानुद्वयमाकुञ्च वारं वारं कर्तव्यं शशासनं भवति.
The next asana is Rathasana. From a tall plank position, now step one foot in between the two hands, jump the front foot back, bring the other one in between the hands, exchanging the position of the feet again and again as you visualize yourself as a chariot.
गजासनसंस्थितो एकैकं पादं पूर्वमार्गेण भ्रामयित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति.
Next up is Virabhadrasana. Now stand up and keep the front knee at a 90-degree angle with the toes pointing forward, the behind leg straight with the knee straight, the toes pointing outwards. Now raise your arms up parallel, engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha. Twist your hip forward as you gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as Lord Virabhadra.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
Now exchange the position of your feet and repeat Virabhadrasana on the other side.
वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
The next asana is the Vrikshasana. As you stand tall, bring one foot to the inner thigh. As you join your hands together in Anjali Mudra and raise them up above your head with the elbows straight. Gaze forward. Find a drishti point, an external point for reference to keep yourself stable. Visualize yourself as a tree as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च जाम्यं पादं निधायतु.
Next up is Garudasana. Now stand tall and place one foot on the opposite hip. Bring your palms together in front of the heart center in Namaskara Mudra as you visualize yourself as Lord Garuda.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत्.
Now we will be repeating Vrikshasana, the tree posture, on the other side. Raise your arms up straight above your head.
वामोरुमूलदेशे च याम्यं पादं निधायतु.
Now bring the raised foot to the opposite hip. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda as you repeat Garudasana on the other side.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत्.
The next asana is Trikonasana. As you step one foot forward and the other one far back. Keep the front toes pointing forward, back toes facing sideways. Extend your arms up parallel to the ground. Lean forward and down as you gaze upwards. And visualize yourself as a triangle.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now exchange the position of your feet. Extend your arms, lean forward and down. Repeat Trikonasana on the other side.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Next up is Nikotaka Karana. From Arimandi position, heels together, toes pointing outwards, and the knees bent. Raise one heel off the ground, and bring your hands in front of the heart center with the palms facing each other. Now stomp the raised heel to the ground, raise the other heel up, and exchange the position of your hands again and again. Next up is Angushtasana. Now lower your body down onto the tips of the toes with the heels raised off the ground, sitting your perineum down on the heels. Place your hands together in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart center as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform Brahmari Kumbhaka, buzzing like a bee on the inhalation and exhalation, internally chanting the new japa Sadashivoham.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च.
Next up is Saurasana. From Angushtasana, extend one leg forward, heel down, toes pointing up. Keep the hands at the side of your body, palms facing forward in Vara Mudra, with the fingertips just touching the ground. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha in Saurasana.
प्रसार्यैकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
Next up is Vidhunanasana. From the same position, lean forward and down, hold onto the big toe of the foot as you hold onto the back heel with the other hand. Balance in this position as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्फस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संसृज्य तत्करेण.
Now extend the other leg forward as you repeat Saurasana on the other side.
प्रसार्यैकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
Now lean forward and down, hold onto the big toe of the front foot as you repeat Vidhunanasana on the other side.
गुल्फस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संसृज्य तत्करेण.
Next up is Brahmajanankushasana. As you keep your toes on the ground, the heels raised, sitting on the heels with the knees lifted off the ground, joined together in front of you. Place your hands on top of the knees and then split them apart. Create a gap between the knees. As you gaze in between the gap of your palms in Shambhavi Mudra, with eyes open wide, unblinking, actually gazing within. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space, perform Jalandhara Bandha, the throat lock, and Mula Bandha, the root lock.
दो बूफणा पानी होए वैसे एड़ी दो गुदानी वैसे.
Next up is Kapilasana. Now place your knees on the ground, spread apart. As you place your hands on top of the thighs, sit on the heels with your perineum. As you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Sage Kapila Muni, performing Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
उभय पगदली सिमटा रावे तिनकी माहिली कोर मिलावे.
Next up is Bhadra Gorakasana. From the same position, gaze to your third eye, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
दोवू पगदली संपुट करे कोरबारली भूपरि धरे.
Next up is Suryasana. As you sit with the toes tucked, perineum placed on the raised heels, lift your knees off the ground, bring your thumbs and little fingers together, open up your palms resembling a lotus flower in Padma Mudra as you raise your arms up above your head and gaze through the hole between the palms as you visualize Lord Surya in your inner space, engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
एड़ी दो गुदा तरियाने भना पानी बैठक पुनिठाने.
Next up is Mandukasana. Now, sit with the toes flat, the perineum on the heels. Keep your hands on top of the knees as you lift your tongue up against the roof of your mouth. Visualize yourself as a frog as you perform Manduki Mudra with your tongue, catching the nectar of immortality with your frog tongue. As you gaze to your third eye, breathe calmly through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka and perform the Mula Bandha.
पादतलौ पृष्ठदेशे अंगुष्ठे द्वे च संस्पृशेत्.
Next up is Uttana Mandukasana. As you sit with the toes flat in the same position, bring your hands behind your back and hold on to opposite shoulders with your hands. Gaze to your third eye. Visualize yourself as a frog. Perform Manduki Mudra with your tongue. Engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha in Uttana Mandukasana.
मंडुकासन मध्यस्थं गुरुपराभ्यां धृतं शिरः.
The next asana is Simhasana. Now cross your ankles and sit on the feet. As you keep your knees wide, fingers spread on top. Visualize yourself as a lion as you open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue and exhale forcefully, gazing to your nose.
दक्षिणं सव्यगुल्फेन दक्षिणेन ततेतरम्.
The next asana is Bhadrasana. Now sit with your heels under the perineum, the knees open wide, as you cross your hands behind your back and hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra. Engage Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space, and return to buzzing like a bee in Brahmari Kumbhaka.
गुल्फौ च वृषणस्याधो व्युत्क्रमेण समाहितः.
Next up is Kakabhushandi Asana. As you squat and keep your feet flat on the ground, the knees open wide, bring your arms in and around the raised knees as you interlace your fingers behind your back in Parusha Mudra. Gaze through your nose, visualize yourself as a crow as you perform the Mula Bandha.
प्रथमे वेसकौकटठाने दोवो हातपगं नीचाने.
Next up is Kani Pavasana. Now place your hands flat on the ground, shoulder width apart, as you lean your knees onto your arms, close to your armpits. Lean forward and down as you raise your feet off the mat and balance on your arms, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
आसन को गुण आशी दुष्टा होई तो आची होई.
The next asana is Kapali Asana. This is going to be the first inverted posture of the sequence. If you have any upper back or neck injuries or high blood pressure, take it slow with any of the inverted postures. Be safe in your yoga practice. If you need the support of a wall, you can set yourself up, as we are now going to place our hands on the ground, shoulder width apart, the crown of the head onto the ground, forming a triangle between our hands and our head. Now raise your hips. Walk your feet forward until your hips align with the shoulders, and then straighten your legs up. Gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha.
शीशी शीशा धरती टेकी पगदो भूमि लिवा ऊंचा गुकरे.
Next up is Parshvamayodasana. As you squat on the toes with the legs together, twist your body and place both hands to one side. Align your elbows with the knee and the hip. Lean onto your arms and extend the legs to the side, balancing As you visualize yourself as a peacock, gaze to your third eye, perform Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhaling fully and holding your breath in the exhaled state in Parshvamayurasana.
मयूरं दण्डवत् कुर्यान् मायूरं दण्डनामकम्.
Now twist your body in the other direction. As you visualize yourself as a peacock, raise your feet. Repeat Parshvamayurasana on the other side.
मयूरं दण्डवत् कुर्यान् मायूरं दण्डनामकम्.
Next up is Bhairaganathasana. Now place both hands on the ground, shoulder width apart. Stretch your legs back straight into Tadakshvasana, the plank position. As you step one foot outside the respective shoulder, in between the two hands, gaze through your third eye and visualize yourself as Lord Kala Bhairava, the Lord of Time, in Bhairaganathasana.
आसन को गुण बीती जाई.
Now exchange the position of your feet as you step the front foot back and bring the other foot outside the shoulder in between the hands. Visualize yourself as Lord Kala Bhairava as you repeat Bhairaganathasana on the other side.
आसन को गुण बीती जाई.
Next up is Unmukha Pitasana. From Tadakshvasana, lower your forearms, your elbows on the mat, and then slightly walk your feet forward, raising the hips up high. Gaze through your third eye, visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha.
भून्यस्तौ जानुनि हस्तौ चतुष्पदमवाङ्मुखम्.
Next up is Vashishthasana. From Tadakshvasana, rotate your body onto one hand and raise the opposite hand up. Keep the balancing hand directly beneath the shoulder as you raise your hips and gaze towards the sky. Visualize yourself as Sage Vashishta as you perform the Mula Bandha.
ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटवासिष्ठमरीचिहलमत्स्यकम्.
Now twist your body to the other side, balance on the other hand. Repeat Vashishthasana.
ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटवासिष्ठमरीचिहलमत्स्यकम्.
Now come to a seated position with your legs extended forward. Place your hands underneath the buttocks with the palms facing up. Gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as Lord Hanuman. Perform Rechaka Kumbhaka, exhaling and holding the breath as you perform Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha, and internally chant the new japa Mahasada-shivoham in Anjani Asana.
दोवो करगी उभय हथेली कोरवारली मैले भेली.
Next up is Paschimottanasana. With your legs stretched out, bend from the waist and hold onto the big toes with index and middle fingers in Prana Mudra. Bring your chest to the thighs, head to the knees, and engage all three bandhas as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
जानो बरिललाटन्तो पश्चिमं ताणमुच्यते.
Next up is Ugrasana. With your legs stretched out, interlock your fingers behind your neck and lean forward and down as you bring your head towards the knees. Try to bring it in between the knees if you can, as you engage all three bandhas and visualize Kali in your inner space.
स्वपाणिभ्यां दृढं धृत्वा जानो परिशिरोऽन्यसेत्.
Next up is Marichi Asana. Now sit with your legs extended. Bring one heel to the groin with the knee raised. Reach your arm in and around the raised knee as you interlock your hands behind your back. Lean forward and down. Bring your head towards the knee as you visualize yourself as Sage Marichi.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now drop the raised knee to the ground. Keep the heel against the perineum. As you lean forward and down, hold onto the front foot. Gaze to your nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Exhale, hold your breath, and perform Mahamudra Bandha in Mahamudrasana.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे.
Now exchange the position of your feet. Stretch the other leg forward as you bring the opposite foot towards your groin with the knee raised, leaning forward. Interlock your fingers behind your back in Marichyasana on the other side.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now drop the knee to the ground. Lean forward and down, hold onto the foot, engage all the bandhas in Mahamudrasana on the other side.
महामुद्रां प्रवक्ष्यामि तन्त्रेऽस्मिन् मम वल्लभे.
The next asana is Bhadrasana 2. As you sit and bring the soles of the feet together with the heels close to the perineum, keep your knees wide and hold your feet firmly with both hands. Maintain a straight spine. Gaze to your third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गुल्भौ तु वृषणस्यातः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
Next up is Gvali Pavasana. From Bhadrasana, extend your feet away from the body. Keep your toes together, heels apart, knees open. Place your hands on the respective knees as you tuck your chin to the chest. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पूर्व झरपट चौक कक्ष्यो सोजी वाही विधि जो कीजे सोजी.
Next up is Joni Asana. Now as you sit and keep the soles of the feet together with the heels close to your perineum, visualize the Yoni Mandala, the visual representation of Devi Paramashiva Shakti herself. Gaze to your nose, hold the soles of your feet and lean forward and down as you bring your forehead to the feet. Gaze to your nose and perform the Mula Bandha.
दो बगदली संपुट करे एड़ी मेड़ के ढिंग तरे.
The next asana is Midaki Pavasana. As you sit and keep your heels together, toes apart, knees wide, feet extended away from the body. Extend your arms out to the side and lean forward and down. Bring your forehead to the ground behind your heels as you gaze to your nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
पूर्व विधि परिपकदली संपूर्ण शोल एड़ी मिली राशे.
Next up is Siddha Samadhi Asana. Now sit and keep the toes together, heels apart. Bring your arms below the shins, extend them out with the palms facing up. Bring your forehead to the ground above your feet as you touch your toes to the throat if you can. Push your body forward and down and pull with your arms as you gaze to the nose and visualize Lord Surya in your inner space, engaging the Mula Bandha in Siddha Samadhi Asana.
दो बगदली संपुट करे सोले मेड़ आगा में धरे.
Next up is Chinaki Pavasana. As you sit and keep the heels together, toes apart, hold the feet and open them up, bringing the soles towards the sky. Keep your elbows on the thighs and gently push them down as you bring the knees closer down to the ground. Gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो बगा की एड़ी धरती मगिवा मेढ़ लगावे.
Next up is Charapata Chukasana. As you sit and bring the soles of the feet together with your heels at the perineum, place your knees on the ground with the hands resting on top, gently pressing them down. Gaze up towards your third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha in Charapata Chukasana.
दो बगदली संपुट धारे आगा नेकर जार बसारे.
The next asana is Bhaidavasana. Now sit and bring the soles of the feet together as you raise your heels up off the mat and bring your toes down to the ground. Try to twist your calves as much as possible. You can use the support of your hands to pull your feet closer to your body. But then place your hands on top of the knees in Bindu Mudra. Gaze to your third eye, visualize yourself as Lord Kala Bhairava as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha in Bhairavasana.
गुल्भौ सम्पीड्य चान्योन्य व्युत्क्रमेणोत्थितं शनैः.
Next up is Samanasana. Now sit with one heel against the groin and lift the other foot up towards your chest. Pull the sole against your chest as you gaze to your third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
समानासनमावक्ष्ये सिद्धमन्त्रादिसाधनात्.
Next up is Apanasana. Now bring one leg over top of the respective shoulder as you extend the other leg straight up forward. Keep your hands at the side for balance as you gaze to your third eye and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
समानासनमावक्ष्ये सिद्धमन्त्रादिसाधनात्.
Now repeat Samanasana on the other side. As you bring the other heel towards the groin, lift the sole of the other foot towards your chest.
एकपादमुरो दत्वा गुह्योन्यलिङ्गवक्त्रके.
Now repeat Apanasana on the other side. As you lift the other leg behind, over top of your shoulder, extending the opposite leg forward and up.
केवलं पादमेकं च स्कन्धे चारोप्य यत्नतः.
Next up is Gomukhasana. As you sit and cross one leg over the other, align your knees at the center of the body with the heels at the opposite hips. Gaze to your nose, visualize the face of a cow as you place your hands interlocked on top of the set knees. Breathe in Sitkari Kumbhaka as you place your tongue against the palate of your mouth without touching the teeth from the inside and hiss through your teeth while inhaling. Internally chant Om Nithyanandoham.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्भं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
The next asana is Anasuyasana. From Gomukhasana, hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra. Engage Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Rishika Anasuya.
दक्षिण गोड़ नीचे उठाने, बाहों ताके ऊपर आने.
Next up is Anasuyasana too. From the same position, interlock your fingers behind your back, lean forward and down, place your chin over the knee, nose towards the ground, as you gaze to the nose and perform the Mula Bandha.
जीमणा गोदा की संधि, उपरिड़ा वागोड़ा की संधि.
Next up is Garudasana too. As you sit with one heel against the groin, with the other foot flat on the ground, knee raised, hands on the knees, gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Lord Garuda.
डावो पगमोड़ी एडी माहिलो गुल्भमूलद्वार नीचे दे.
The next asana is Naradasana. From Garudasana too, raise your perineum onto the heel of the foot as you interlock your fingers behind your neck. Twist your elbows outside of the raised knee. Gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as Sage Narada.
पिष्ट जो वाम पगदली केरी, भूपरी ताहि लगावे फेरी.
Next up is Matsya Pitakasana. Now place one foot on top of the opposite thigh as you hold on to the big toe and the shin of that foot. Gaze to the nose and visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu.
वामेन वामाङ्गुष्ठं तु गृहीतं मत्स्यपीठकम्.
Now stack your knees over top with the other knee on top as you repeat Gomukhasana on the other side.
सव्ये दक्षिणगुल्भं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
The next asana is Anasuyasana on the other side as you hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anasuya.
दक्षिण गोड़ नीचे उठाने, बाहों ताके ऊपर आने.
Now interlock your fingers behind your back, lean forward and down, Bring your chin over the knee, nose to the ground in Anasuyasana too.
जीमणा गोदा की संधि उपरिड़ा वागोड़ा की संधि.
Next up is Garudasana 2 on the other side. Bring the other heel against the perineum, opposite knee raised. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda with big wings on your back.
डावो पगमोडी एडी माहिलो गुल्फमूलद्वारनी चैदे.
Now, interlock your fingers behind your neck. Twist your elbows outside the raised knee as you sit down on the heel with your perineum. Gaze to your third eye. Visualize yourself as Sage Narada as you repeat Naradasana on the other side.
पिष्टिजो वाम पगदली केरी भूपरिता ही लगावे फेरी.
Next up is Matsya Pitakasana on the other side. Bring the other foot on top of the opposite thigh. Hold onto the shin and the big toe in Prana Mudra. Visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu.
वामेन वामांगुष्ठन्तो घृतं मत्स्य पीठकम्.
The next asana is Matsya Indrasana. Now extend your feet away from the body. Then place one foot on top of the opposite thigh. Raise the knee of the other leg and place the foot flat on the ground in front. Stack it over the knee if you can. Then twist. Twist your body outside of the raised knee. Place your hand at your neck and the other hand on the ground behind you. Gaze to your third eye and visualize Sage Matsindrana, the master of Hatha Yoga. As you perform the Mula Bandha, don't forget to breathe in Siddhkari Kumbhaka, hissing through your teeth without the tongue touching the teeth from inside.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्ततः.
From Matsyendrasana, extend the front arm down towards the foot. Hold the big toe in Prana Mudra as you bring the other hand towards your back ear. Gaze back and up towards your third eye as you visualize yourself as a camel in Kubhasana.
आसन को गुण पीति जाई.
Next up is Matsyendrasana 2. Keep holding onto the front foot as you drop the hand from the back ear down to the mat behind you. Twist your body even further as you gaze to your third eye and visualize Sage Matsyendranath.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठर प्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्ड रुक्मण्डल खण्डनास्त्रम्.
Now extend your legs out straight. Bring the other foot over top of the thigh as you lift the opposite knee. Twist your elbow outside the knee and repeat Matsyendrasana on the other side.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Now bring the front arm down to the foot. Hold your ear, the other ear with your hand, as you gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as a camel in Kubhasana on the other side.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठर प्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्ड रुक्मण्डल खण्डनास्त्रम्.
Keep the front arm at your foot. Place the back hand down on the ground behind you. Twist your body even further in Matsyendrasana 2 as you visualize Sage Matsyendranath.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठर प्रदीप्तिं प्रचण्ड रुक्मण्डल खण्डनास्त्रम्.
Next up is Padmasana. Now place your feet on top of the opposite thighs as you place your hands flat on top of the knees. Gaze to your nose. Visualize Lord Shiva. Visualize yourself as Lord Shiva as you breathe in Sitali Kumbhaka, pressing your tongue against the teeth from the inside and hissing through the teeth while inhaling. Internally, repeat the new japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, as you engage all three bandhas.
आसनं द्विविधं प्रोक्तं पद्मवज्रासनं तथा.
Next up is Padmasana 2. Maintain Padmasana. Hold your feet in Prana Mudra. As you gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as Goddess Parvati, the consort of Lord Shiva. Keep breathing in Siddhari Kumbhaka as you perform the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानौ चरणौ कृत्वा ऊरु संस्थौ प्रयत्नतः.
Next up is Kukutasana. As you sit and place your feet on top of the opposite thighs in Padmasana, place your palms on the ground in between the thighs, hands flat on the ground, lift up your body and balance as you visualize yourself as a rooster, breathing calmly through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka.
पद्मासनं सुसंस्थाप्य नान्वोरोरन्तरे करौ.
Next up is Baddha Kiki Asana. From Padmasana, rise up onto the knees and place your palms on the ground with the fingers pointing towards your body. Keep your elbows together, press them against your navel. As you lean forward, find balance and extend your knees up off the ground, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
धरामोष्टभिकद्वयेन तत्कोर्परि स्थापितानाभिपार्श्वः.
Next up is Mayurasana. While on your knees, place your palms on the ground, fingers pointing towards your body. Keep your elbows together. Press them against your navel. As you lean forward, find balance. Extend your legs up off the ground as you visualize yourself as a peacock in Mayurasana.
अथ पक्षे महादेव मयूरासनमुत्तमम्.
Next up is Makarasana. Now lay down on your stomach with the feet pointing outwards and the hands interlocked behind your neck. Visualize yourself as a crocodile as you perform the Mula Bandha.
अध्यासशेते हृदयं निधाय भूमौ च पादौ च प्रसार्यमानो.
Next up is Shalabhasana. As you lay down on your stomach, place your hands on the ground beside your chest. Raise your entire legs up off the mat. Lift your thighs and your feet high as you visualize yourself as a locust and perform the Mula Bandha.
अध्यासशेते करयुग्मवक्षो भूमिमवष्ट्रभ्यकरयोस्तलाभ्याम्.
Next up is Ushtrasana. Now lay down on your stomach and hold onto your feet as you pull the feet outside the hip towards the ground. Visualize yourself as a camel as you perform the Mula Bandha.
अध्यासशेते पदयुग्मव्यस्थं पृष्ठे निधायापि धृतं कराभ्याम्.
The next asana is Dhanurasana. Keep holding onto the feet, kick the legs back and up as you lift your chest off the ground, gaze up towards your third eye as you visualize yourself as Lord Shiva's bow.
प्रसार्य पादौ भुविदण्डरूपौ करौ च पृष्ठे धृतपादयुग्मम्.
Next up is Bhagasana. Now sit in a kneeling posture with the heels outside the hip, toes touching behind your body. Place your hands on the knees. As you gaze to your third eye, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha in Bhagasana.
उल्टा मोड़ी पावदो वैसे बहुरोज गति करे एक ऐसे.
Next up is Gohi Asana. We're sitting up for the next inverted posture, so place yourself in front of a wall if you need the support. Now, from the knees, place your elbows on the ground, shoulder width apart. Interlock your fingers and place the crown of your head onto the mat. As you hold your head with your hands, walk your feet forward until your hips align with the shoulders, and then lift your legs up off the mat. Pull your knees in towards your chest, close to your body, squeeze your body together as you gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Gohi Asana.
दो हाथ की कहुनी जोजी पुनः कलाई जाने दोई.
From Gohi Asana, extend the legs up straight into Shirshasana. Gaze through your nose. Visualize Swamiji perform the Mula Bandha.
विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विधैव विदितं हिनः.
Gently lower your legs down and return to a seated posture. Legs extended forward as you get ready to enter a sequence of rapid exhalations in Bastrika Kumbhaka, where you push the air out from your abdomen again and again without inhaling. Let the air enter your lungs naturally. Now visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the Mula Bandha and straighten your legs forward and up with your hands behind the calves. Keep your forehead to the knees and come to a vertical position with your legs as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो हाथ पग बाहर आने, घोड़ा तरे काकसी ठाने.
From Asana, we move on to Parikhasana. As you sit and extend your legs out and up at a 45-degree angle, bring your hands behind your back and hold on to opposite shoulders. Exhale rapidly, gaze to your third eye, visualize yourself as a maze.
उत्तानं शयनं कृत्वा पादौ मिलित्वा प्रसार्य.
Next up is Naukasana. Now, with your legs raised in front, extend your arms out in front, parallel to the ground. Engage the Mula Bandha as you gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as a boat in Naukasana.
उत्तानशयनं कूर्पराभ्यां भूमिमष्टभ्य.
Now sit and pull your feet towards your chest. Scoop your hands below the heels and pull them inwards. Try to touch the soles of the feet to your chest as you gaze to your nose and exhale rapidly in Bastika Kumbhaka, visualizing yourself as Lord Rudra in Rudrasana.
प्रसार्य पादौ भूयिदण्डरूपौ करोच पृष्ठे धृतपादयुग्मम्.
Relax. Breathe calmly as you lay on your back and place the feet flat with the knees raised. Place your palms on the ground behind your heels and push your hips up. Contract the perineal region. Tuck your chin to the chest as you breathe in Mudra Kumbhaka with the Jalandhara Bandha engaged while exhaling, leading to a state of swooning in the yogi. Gaze to your nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Unmukha Pitasana too.
ऊर्ध्वे च जानुनी कृत्वा शवित्वोर्ध्वमुखं तथा.
Now lay down flat on your back. Keep your hands at the side of your hips with the palms facing up in Shivasana. As you perform the Shakti Chalan Mudra, forcefully pulling the Kundalini Shakti up along your spine all the way to the Sahasrara Chakra. Relax, unclutch from any movement externally or internally. Visualize your body is dead and Swamiji is liberating you internally. Chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्तानं शववद् भूमौ शयनं तु शवासनं. शवासनं श्रान्तिहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्.
Slowly return to your physical body. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, your wrists and your ankles, your elbows and your knees. Pull your knees up towards your chest and pull them in as you rock your body from side to side and slowly return to a comfortable seated position. Congratulations! You completed the first 108 asanas of the sequence, the Pratama Vinyasa Krama. Let us now move on. But before we do so, let us all turn on our cameras and make sure we are visible on camera. Request all participants to please be on camera and join us in the yoga session, preparing yourself for the darshan tonight and the power manifestation, which is going to happen right after. Let us now move on to the next asana of the sequence, which is Yathasanishthasana. As you sit in a posture that brings ease to your physical and mental space. Keep your hands on top of the knees in Bindu Mudra. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the Samana Kumbhaka, filling your stomach with prana, visualizing a flame rising up your spine. As you engage the Mula Bandha and internally chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paryankam tatsamakhyatam yatasamstam yathastitihi.
Next up is Samasana. As you sit in a cross-legged position with your hands on top of the respective knees in Bindu Mudra, inhale deeply, hold your breath, and exhale deeply. In and exhale deeply again and again as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
Idanim garbhini nam yogabhyaso yatha laghu.
Next up is Muktasana. As you sit in a cross-legged position, place your hands, bring one heel in towards the groin. As you place the other one on top, place your hands on top of the knees, facing downward. As you gaze to the nose and visualize yourself as a sage liberated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Nibidya sivinim sukshmam dakshinetara gulpataha.
Next up is Siddhasana. Now maintain the same position, gaze to your third eye and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Sthanastamyamidendriyo chaladrisha pashyan bhruvorantaram chaitan mokshakapata bhedajanakam siddhasanam procyate.
Next up is Siddhyasana. Maintain the same position. Shift your gaze to the ground in front of you as you engage all three wonders and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Vamapadake idijano sivanimatidasu kothano.
Next up is Rudrasana 2. Maintain your legs in the same position. Rotate your hands on top of the knees into Bindu Mudra. As you gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as Lord Rudra, the fierce dimension of Shiva.
Vamacharna paridachan rakhe ekajugudi aise vididakhe.
Next up is Santa Dhunasana. Maintain the same position. Switch your gaze to the nose and embody tranquility and an unshakable nature.
आसन की गुण मन की चन चलता मीटे.
Next up is Siddhasana 2. Maintain one heel on top of the other as you bring your hands to the navel, cupping one palm over the other, resembling a closed lotus flower in Sampura Mudra. As you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, perform the Mula Bandha.
रुजुकाय समासीना सिद्धासनमुदीरितम्.
Next up is Bandha Yoni Asana. Set the Sankalpa to manifest through the womb of creation as you get ready to enter Shanmukhi Mudra, locking all the senses with your hands. Maintain the feet in the same position and lock your mouth with ring and little fingers, the nostrils with the middle fingers, the eyes with the index fingers, and the ears with the thumbs.
यत्र मध्ये महादेव बन्धयोन्यासने शृणु.
Next up is Virasana. As you place one foot on top of the opposite thigh with the other foot below the opposite thigh. Place your hands on top of the knees in Bindu Mudra. Visualize yourself embodying the state and space of bravery.
एकं पादमथैकस्मिन् विन्यस्योरुणि संस्थितः.
Next up is Valmikasana. Now, place the left heel on the right side of the regenerative organs with the toes underneath the thigh and place the right foot on the left leg, toes by the knee. Bring your hands on top of the knees in Bindu Mudra, gaze to your third eye as you visualize sage Valmiki, the great poet and author of Ramayana.
दावा पग की पगदली पुनिएड़ी है जोया.
Next up is Joni Mudrasana. As you keep your legs in the same position, rotate your hands on top of the knees. Keep them flat on the knees. As you gaze towards your nose, visualize the Yoni Mandala representing Goddess Paramashiva Shakti, Devi Paramashiva Shakti, as you perform the Mula Bandha.
वामपाद की पगदली जाहि माहिली कोर.
Next up is Yoni Asana. Now, maintain your legs in the same position. Shift your gaze to the third eye and visualize the Yoni Mandala, the visual representation of Devi Paramashiva Shakti herself.
योन्यासनं पर्वतेन योगं योगफले नीलम्.
Next up is Bhadrasana 3. Now sit with the soles of the feet together in front of your body. Hold onto the feet with both hands and push your knees down to the mat. Gaze to your nose. Visualize Lord Vidavaja in your inner space as you perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
गुल्फौ च वर्षणस्यादः सीवन्त्याः पार्श्वयोः क्षिपेत्.
Next up is Aghorasana. As you keep the soles of the feet together, heels at the perineum, press your tongue up against the roof of your mouth in Kechari Mudra, even higher along the nasal tract if you can reach. And cover your mouth with your right hand. As you close the left nostril with your index finger, inhale through the right, close both nostrils, hold your breath, exhale through the left and repeat on the other side. As you gaze towards your third eye and visualize yourself as an Aghori performing Abhyantra Kumbhaka.
पूर्व कहो भिश्रिका जोई वाही विधि जो कीजे सोई.
Next up is Kanari Pavasana. As you bring the feet together in front, with the toes together and the heels apart, place your elbows on top of the heels. Rest your chin on the palms, gaze to your nose, and visualize yourself as a female elephant drinking water. Perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha, and exhale fully as you hold your breath in Rechaka Kumbhaka.
वाली बाबा आसन कक्ष्यो है जैसे याहू में जाने विदित से.
Next up is Padasana. As you sit with your knees raised, arms between the thighs and calves, interlace your fingers in front and lift your feet off the mat as you gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your Sit with the soles of the feet together and insert your hands underneath the legs as you hold the feet with interlocked fingers. Bring the heel bring your feet up to your chest, the head down, touch your chin to the soles, gaze to your nose, and visualize your body free from any defects.
ದೋವು ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಪುಟಟಾನೆ ಉಭಯ ಹಸ್ತಕರಿಯುರದ ಹಿತಾನೆ.
The next asana is Vishishtasana. As you sit with the feet together, arms under the legs, and raise them up towards your face, keep the fingers interlocked with the palms over your forehead. Visualize yourself excelling in everything as you perform the Mula Bandha.
ದೋವು ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಜೋಡಿ ಸಂಪುಟ ಕರೆ.
Next up is Bhujasana. From a seated position, lift both legs over top of the respective shoulders. Bring your arms underneath the legs and up, interlacing your fingers around the back of your neck. Visualize yourself as a cobra as you perform the Mula Bandha.
ಶಿರಾಸನಂ ತು ವಿಜ್ಞೇಯಂ ಕಕ್ಷಾಸನಮತಃ ಪರಂ.
The next asana is Kalyanasana. Now maintain a seated posture and raise your legs up as you bring your elbows under the knees and wrap your arms around your back with the palms clasped. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as a beautiful, auspicious goddess as you perform the Mula Bandha.
दो हाथ पगों नीचे आने, तिनको गोड़ा नीचे ठाने.
The next asana is Sankatasana. As you sit with the left foot flat on the mat, toes pointing back, heel up. Sit down on the heel, place the other knee over top, and place your hands on top of the opposite knees. Perform the Vaishnavi Mudra, where you gaze with eyes open, not focusing on any of the external objects, only focusing on the object within, and make an ocean-like sound with your mouth in Ujjayi Pranayama, visualizing yourself as an elegant swan in Sankatasana.
वामपादं चितेर्मूलं सन्न्यस्य धरणीतले.
Now slide the left heel outside the hip and sit on the ground as you place your hands on top of the knees. Visualize a cow in your inner space and perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha in Dhenukasana.
अनुषागी नगर पंचडं वृषिलिंद कल्यम्नीं.
Next up is Machandrasana. As you place the right foot on the left thigh and the left foot on the right knee, bring the left hand behind your back, twist your body, and place your hands on top of opposite thighs, twisting your body even further. Gaze towards your third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
वामजंग भरतचनटाने वामहस्त विष्ठेति साने.
Next up is Machandrasana too. From Machandrasana, untwist and hold onto the respective big toes as you lean your forehead so it touches the ground with your chest touching your heels. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the Mula Bandha in Machandrasana too.
प्रथम जी मनो चरण जजोई वामजंग परिराखे सोई.
Now maintain the same sitting posture. Interlock your fingers, place them on the top knee as you engage all three bandhas. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space, your Guru, in Guru Asana.
ऊर्मूले इतरपादस्य कनिष्ठिका प्रदेशगुल्भं संस्थाप्य.
Now free your legs. Place the right foot flat on the ground as you sit on the right heel, staking the left knee over top. Hands on opposite knees, visualizing yourself as a swan in Sankatasana on the other side.
वामपादं चितेर्मूलं सन्न्यस्य धरणीतले.
Now slide the right foot outside of the hip, Sit on the ground, place both hands on the top knee. Visualize a cow, perform Uddiyana Bandha and Mula Bandha and Dhenukasana on the other side.
Anushaki Nagar Panchadam Vrishilindagalyamni.
Now, place the left foot on the right thigh and the right foot on the left knee. Twist your body with the right arm behind your back, holding on to opposite thighs. Gaze to your third eye and visualize Swamiji in Machandasana.
Vamajanga Bharata Chanatane, Vamahastapishti Disane.
Untwist your body. Maintain the same sitting posture. Hold onto the feet and lean forward and down in Machandasana too.
Prathamaji Mano Charna Joji, Vamajanga Barirake Soi.
Interlock your fingers, place them on the top knee. Engage all the bandhas as you visualize your Guru, Swamiji, in your inner space in Guru Asana.
Urmule Itarabadasya Kanishtika Pradeshagulbham Samsthapya.
The next asana is Pashasana. Now sit with your feet flat on the ground with the knees raised towards your chest. Hold your knees with opposite hands and pull them close. As you gaze to your third eye, perform Kechari Mudra with your tongue. Lead it upwards towards the third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
Padatale Bhumo Nidhaya Janu Nirsi Nidhaya.
Next up is Bodhashokasana. Now hold on to the opposite wrists with your hands as you pull in your knees and gaze to the nose, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
Next
up is Kudakatasana. As you place your hands underneath the raised knees, hold on to opposite elbows, gaze to your nose, tongue and Kechari Mudra, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
दो हाथ पग बाहर ले आवे गोड़ा नीचे ले टहरावे.
Next up is Sumati Asana. Now maintain the same hold beneath the knees. Bring the right foot over the left, heels crossing, toes pointing up as you gaze to your nose and visualize the great sage and Maharishi Sumati in Sumati Asana.
मूलद्वारी धरती पर इठाने डावा पग परिदेश बदाने.
Next up is Dandasana. As you extend your feet out straight, arms raised straight above your head. Interlace your fingers with the wrists pointing outwards. Engage all the bandhas, gaze towards your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु.
The next asana is Arambhasana. As you sit with your legs extended forward, hold the big toes in Prana Mudra. As you bring your chest towards the knees, inhale through the left nostril and exhale through the right in Nadi Shodhana. Then change the direction of the breathing flow without using your hands. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
दो पग मिलिवा पसारी पगा का अंगूठा लीला पकड़ी लीलाट गोड़ा लगावे.
Next up is Pidukasana. As you sit with your legs straight, extend your knees slightly up. Bring one hand distance between the heels. As you bring your shoulders down, wrap your hands in and around the legs and hold the soles of the feet from the outside. Gaze to your third eye, visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha.
प्रथम वैसी दो पाव पसारी कछुक उर्त को कोरडो डारे.
Next up is Jalandhari Pavasana. Now, extend both legs with the heels of the feet together. Place your chin on top of the heels as you insert your hands below the legs and place the palms facing upwards on the ground. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो एड़ी में लिखे दीजिए हाथ पसारी.
The next asana is Urdhva Paschimottanasana. As you sit and extend both legs out, lift one foot behind the neck, lean forward and down as in Paschimottanasana. Visualize Swamiji, perform the Mula Bandha, and breathe in Pratyahara Kumbhaka, where you feel the prana flowing up through your body through 9 various points revealed by Mahadeva himself. Those 9 points are the soles of the feet, the regenerative organs, the navel, the heart, the throat, the uvula, the center of the eyebrows, the top of your forehead, and the Brahmarandha, the crown of your head. Internally chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. If you can't bring your leg behind your neck, just pull it up towards your chest, or bring it over your knee as you lean forward and down.
पश्चिमतानवत्सं स्थितिं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायां धृत्वा तिष्ठेत्.
Next up is Anantasana. As you lie on your back, lift the right leg behind your neck and hold on to the foot with the opposite hand. Gaze to your nose, visualize yourself as infinite, endless, eternal, as you focus on the upward flowing prana and engage the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानशयनी एकैकम्पायि ग्रीवायां विन्यस्य.
Next up is Ankushasana. From Anantasana, rest on the elbow of the hand holding the foot. Concentrate on the prana moving from Muladhara to Brahmarandha as you gaze to your nose and feel in complete control.
उत्तानशेत एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्.
Next up is Drushasana. As you lay down on your back, bring the knees in towards your chest and circle the thighs and calves with your arms as you roll from left to right, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानशयनं जानुनी हृदयवष्टम्भ.
Next up is Urdhva Paschimottanasana on the other side. Lift the other leg behind your neck as you lean forward and down, holding onto the front foot with both hands. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पश्चिमतानवत्सं स्थितिं कृत्वा एकं पादं ग्रीवायां धृत्वा तिष्ठेत्.
Now straighten your spine with the legs still behind your neck. As you repeat Anantasana on the other side, hold on to the foot with the opposite hand.
उत्तानशयनी एकैकम्पायि ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्.
Next up is Ankushasana. On the other side, roll onto the side of the elbow of the hand holding onto the foot. Gaze to the nose and feel in complete control.
उत्तानशयत एकैकं पादं ग्रीवायां कुर्वन्.
Next up is Yoga Nidasana. As you lay on your back, lift your legs behind your neck one by one. You can also cross your ankles and pull the legs towards your chest if you can't reach behind your neck. Gaze to the nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
पादाभ्यां वेष्टयेत् कण्ठं हस्ताभ्यां पृष्ठबन्धनम्.
Next up is Atmaramasana. While laying on your back, raise your legs towards your head. Wrap your hands around the legs and interlace your fingers behind your neck. Gaze towards your nose as you visualize Lord Vishnu blessing you from within.
आत्माराम आसन प्रथमसुधोषो वे.
Next up is Kochikasana. As you lay on your back, knees to the chest, soles facing up, bend your arms sideways and gaze to your third eye as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दो हाथ सीधा सा करे तिरसो उबे सपा करे.
The next asana is Jatara Parivritti. This asana consists of 3 steps. We are going to perform the 3 steps on one side and then on the other side. Now pull your knees in towards your chest and extend your arms out sideways at shoulder level. This is the neutral posture to which we are going to return between the repetition. Visualize Swamiji, perform the Mula Bandha, focus on the upward flowing prana as you drop one knee to the side and extend the other leg down. Step 1. Bring both knees bent to the side. Step 2. Extend both legs to the side, hold onto the feet and gaze in the opposite direction. Step 3.
परिवृत्य कुक्षिभागे त्रिदाहि परिकीर्तितः.
Now return to the neutral position with the knees bent towards your chest, arms extended out. Drop the other knee to the ground, extend the opposite leg down. Then bend both knees to the side. Finally, extend both legs to the side as you hold onto the feet and gaze in the opposite direction.
परिवृत्य कुक्षिभागे त्रिदाहि परिकीर्तितः.
Next up is the Dvipadapitam. As you lay on your back, bend your knees and place your feet flat on the ground. Hold onto your ankles and lift your hips up. As you gaze to the tip of your nose, visualize yourself as sturdy as stone furniture, as sturdy as a bridge, as you perform Murcha Kumbhaka with Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha engaged. Internally chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
प्रतिक्रियायुतं द्वन्द्वपीठे सर्वबलप्रदम्.
Next up is Paryankasana. As you lay on your back with the feet flat, bring your arms over top of your head and place your hands flat on the mat as well, with the fingers pointing towards your feet. Lift your entire body up off the ground as you visualize yourself as sturdy as stone furniture. Breathe calmly through your nose in Sahaja Kumbhaka as you perform the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानशयनं हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिमष्टभ्याम्.
Next up is Shvotanasana. As you lay on your back with the knees to the chest, hands on the shoulders, move your hips in a circular motion while visualizing yourself as a dog, playfully rolling around on his back.
शरीरं संस्थाप्य जानुनी सम्मील्य नाभोवाणीज्य.
Next up is the Viparita Karani. As you lie supine, raise your hips and legs up. Place your elbows and hands extended on the mat below, helping you balance your body as your legs are raised up straight. Then move your hips and legs round and round in a circular motion as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha, breathing in Mudra Kumbhaka.
भूतले सशिरो दत्वा खेनय चरणद्वयम्.
Now stop the movement of the legs. Be straight and stay stable as you perform Viparita Karani too.
करणी विपरीताख्या सर्वाधिव्याधिनाशिनी.
Now lower your legs down to the ground. As you lay on your back, lift your hips and take your feet over your head with the toes on the floor. Place your hands stretched out on the ground behind your back with the palms clasped as you rest on your neck and shoulders. The hands interlocked in Padashu Mudra. Visualize yourself as a plow as you breathe in Murcha Kumbhaka with Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha engaged.
नरकासने स्थित्वा नासिकाप्रदेशे भूमौ पादपृष्ठे स्थाप्य.
Next up is Chayita Paschimottanasana. As you lay on your back with the legs over your head, toes pointed on the ground, keep your thighs to the chest, hold onto your toes, arms and legs straight. This is one of the 84 different asanas revealed directly by Lord Paramashiva himself. Perform Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha.
तानं शयित्वात् कुर्वीत शयितपश्चिमतानकम्.
Next up is Supta Konasana. From the same position, bring your hips above your shoulders and spread your legs wide, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space as you perform Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha.
परिवृत्ति कुक्षि भागे त्रिदा हि परिकीर्तितः.
Next up is Chakrasana. As you bring your legs over top of your head with the toes on the ground, hold your ankles, keep your knees straight, and roll backwards onto your back as you visualize yourself as a chakra, a wheel.
शवासनस्थद्वौ पादौ कुर्यान्मस्तकतः परौ.
The next asana is Supta Prasarita Balangushtasana. As you lay on your back with your legs vertical, hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra. As you then open your legs wide to the side, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now join your feet and arms together in front, above your body, arms and legs straight. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space, perform the Mula Bandha, breathe in Ujjayi Pranayama, making an ocean-like sound in Supta Parangushtasana.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
From Supta Parangushtasana, bring your legs into Padmasana. Then lay flat with your arms over your head, holding onto opposite elbows. As you visualize Matsya, the fish avatar of Lord Vishnu, gaze to your nose, perform the Mula Bandha in Matsyasana.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानशयनं चरेत्.
Next up is Parasharamasana. From the same position, place the backside of the right hand onto the left palm. Gaze to your nose as you visualize Lord Rama in your inner space.
प्रथमकरे पद्मासन आचे सूतो सोबे भूपरिपाचे.
Next up is Sarvangasana. As you lay on your back with the legs in Padmasana, lift your legs and hips off the ground as you place your hands on the hips, elbows on the ground for support. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform Mudra Kumbhaka with Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha engaged.
अथवा क्षेत्र संक्षेपात् सर्वांगासनम् उत्तमम्.
The next asana is Vrishchikasana. As you lay on your back, one foot on the opposite thigh, lift the other knee towards your head and extend both arms up above your head. As you hook your fingers forward, gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself as a scorpion.
प्रथमशेन सूधो शीर्षकेशिकी सन्धि सुदाखे.
Now, exchange the position of your feet. Repeat Vrishchikasana on the other side.
प्रथमशेन सूधो शीर्षकेशिकी सन्धि सुदाखे.
The next asana is Vrishaparakshipasana. As you lay on your back, interlace your fingers around the neck, lift both feet off the ground, and extend your legs one by one as you pull them in towards your chest alternatingly. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space, breathe calmly through your nose in Sahajra Kumbhaka as you perform the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानशयनं कृत्वा अङ्गुलिभ्यकन्दरां बद्ध्वा.
Next up is Marottanasana. As you lay on your back, hands by the sides of your body, lift your legs one by one, touching the ears with your knees, while visualizing Swamiji in your inner space.
श्रोतानवत् संस्थिति कृत्वा जानुद्वयं पर्यायेन कर्णयोः संस्पृशेत्.
Next up is Vrikasana. While laying on your back, place the soles of your feet flat on the ground, then stand up and sit back down. as you visualize yourself as a wolf.
अथ उत्थानशयनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा
The next asana is Luthasana. As you lay on your back, quickly throw your legs up above your head and completely roll over. Repeat this again and again and finish in a prone position as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्थानशयनं पादौ शिरौ उल्लङ्घ्य भूमौ स्थापयित्वा
Next up is Haladhasana. As you lay on your belly with the toes extended back, place your hands on the ground by your shoulders, contract your lips and make the sound of a flute whistling while inhaling. As you visualize yourself as a chariot carrying warriors into a battle for Dharma on your chariot back.
निब्जशयनं कृत्वा नाभिं भूमौ निधाय
Next up is Dehalyolanganasana. Now push your body up into a plank position and jump your feet back and forth as you feel yourself go beyond the body and mind.
हस्तद्वयं बद्ध्वा तन्मध्यचरणद्वयम् उड्डानैव बहिरानीय.
Next up is Jatyasana. From a standing position, bend forward and place your hands on the mat. Walk back and forth, visualizing yourself as a wise 60-year-old elephant.
अथ जात्यासनं वक्षे येन जातिस्मरो भवेत्.
Next up is Lolitika Karana. As you stand with your knees bent, feet pointing outwards, bend your elbows and rotate your arms around your body as you raise your chest and move your head in all directions. The next asana is Sarapasana. Now tie your feet with a rope if you have one available. Then stand erect on the mat with the hands by your side. Push the Kundalini Shakti up by contracting the Mula Bandha. Breathe calmly through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka and visualize your Kundalini Devi raising and curling upwards around your body. Some yogis stand like this all night to awaken the Kundalini Shakti. Here in Nithyananda Yoga, just by one glance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, our Kundalini Shakti is awakened.
अथ सर्पासनं वक्षे वायुपाणाय केवलं शरीरं दण्डवत् तिष्ठेत् रज्जुबन्धस्तु पादयोः.
Next up is Ushtra Sadhanasana. While standing, place all fingers on the mat and then stand on your hands, holding the toes from the front. Walk around on your mat as you visualize yourself as a camel.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिकाप्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य.
Next up is Ashvasana. While standing, place all fingers on the mat and then stand on your hands. Hold the feet from the side as you walk around on the mat, visualizing yourself as a horse.
मुष्टिकनिष्ठिकाप्रदेशेन भूमौ निधाय उपरि पादतले संस्थाप्य.
Next up is Kapota Nitakasana. Now stand with your feet together, your hands interlocked behind your back. Pull the hands down towards your thighs as you open up your chest widely. Visualize yourself as a soaring bird diving as you perform the Mula Bandha.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय पृष्ठभागेन हस्तौ जङ्घापर्यन्तं नीत्वा.
Next up is Talapushpaputam Karana. As you stand tall with the palms together in Namaskara Mudra, gently bend your knees and keep the toes pointing outwards. Simultaneously, open up your palms as you bow down to each side, raising the hips of that respective side. Visualize yourself holding a bouquet of flowers and offering it to Paramashiva. The next asana is Khadgasana. Now visualize yourself as a rhinoceros. Gaze to your nose as you lay down on your stomach and jump your feet up towards your hands. Stand tall. Bring your palms together in front of the body in Namaskara Mudra, forming the horn of the rhinoceros.
आसनं कृत्वा पादतलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य
Next up is Uttanottanam. You can hold weights if you want to intensify this asana. As you sit down all the way or as low as you can towards the ground, stand up and sit back down again and again, gazing to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
पुनः पुनः उत्थातव्यमसितव्यमिति उत्थानोत्थानं भवति.
Next up is Musalasana. Now stand upright, raise your arms over your head and jump repeatedly as you visualize yourself as a mace.
सरलं स्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वं बाहु नजेत्.
The next asana is Uchchiya Shakasana. From a standing position, pull the sole of one foot towards your chest as you sit down and stand back up with the other leg. Gaze to your nose, visualize Swamiji as you perform the Mula Bandha.
एकैकं पादतलं कुक्षौ निधाय तिष्ठेत् उच्छीर्षकं भवति.
Next up is the Parshva Janukarana. Now stand and keep one leg slightly bent with the toes pointing to the side. Bend and lift the opposite knee towards your chest, pointing the toes downwards as you keep the hand of the arm holding your foot in a fist. Place the other hand on the thigh with the fingers pointing inwards. Next up is Tandavasana. As you stand on one leg, extend your arms and one foot forward. As you sit down and stand back up, you can hold weights if you want to intensify the asana. Visualize yourself fiercely dancing as Lord Shiva.
एकेन पादेन स्थातव्यं ताण्डवासनं भवति.
Next up is Brahmanasana. As you place the left foot on the opposite thigh, stand erect on the mat like a rod. Keep your hands by the sides, visualizing yourself being blessed by Lord Brahma.
ब्राह्मणासनमावक्षे यत्कृत्वा ब्राह्मणो भवेत्.
Next up is Garudasana 3. Now stand tall and wrap the left leg over and around the right knee. Tuck the left toes on the other side of the right calf as you simultaneously cross the left arm below the right and bring your palms together in Namaskara Mudra, visualizing yourself as Lord Garuda.
उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च संहस्गारुडमेव च.
Next up is Ekapadasana. Now stand straight on the right leg. Lift the left foot against the opposite thigh, hands relaxed by the knees, as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
दक्षाङ्घ्रिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च.
Next up is Dhruvasana, the pole-star posture. Now stand on the right leg, hold the big toe of the left foot and straighten it out to the side as you rotate your body quickly on the standing leg.
एकेन हस्तेन दण्डरूपस्य एकस्य पादस्य अग्रं धृत्वा.
Next up is Trivikramasana. As you stand on the right leg with the left foot behind your neck, stand tall, alternate sitting and standing as you perform the 3 steps of Lord Vishnu. If you can't, lift the leg behind your neck, pull it up towards your chest or over your shoulder.
ग्रीवायां पादं संस्थाप्य स्थातव्यम् उत्थातव्यं त्रिविक्रमासनं भवति.
Now repeat the Parshva Janukarana on the other side. Pull the other foot up. Pull the knee to the chest with the hand in a fist. Now repeat Tandavasana on the other side as you visualize yourself fiercely dancing as Lord Shiva.
एकेन पादेन स्थातव्यं ताण्डवासनं भवति.
Now visualize Lord Brahma blessing you from within as you repeat Brahmanasana on the other side.
ब्राह्मणासनमावक्ष्य यत्कृत्वा ब्राह्मणो भवेत्.
Next up is Garudasana 3. Now stand tall and intertwine your legs and arms as you visualize yourself as Lord Garuda.
उत्तानकूर्मपीठं च संमस्गारुणमेव च.
Next up is Ekapadasana. As you stand straight on the left leg, with the right foot on the opposite thigh, hands relaxed by the knees, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
दक्षाङ्घ्रिं वामपादस्य जङ्घोपरि निधाय च.
Now repeat Dhuruvasana, the pole-star posture on the other side.
एकेन हस्तेन दण्डरूपस्य एकस्य पादस्य अग्रं धृत्वा.
And repeat Trivikramasana, the 3 steps of Lord Vishnu, on the other side as you stand, sit down and stand back up.
ग्रीवायां पादं संस्थाप्य स्थातव्यम् उत्थातव्यं त्रिविक्रमासनं भवति.
Next up is the Samana Kakarana. As you stand with the feet close together, toes pointed slightly out, keep both hands to the side of your body. Stand in a natural position. Relax after this intense sequence of asanas. As we move on to the final 100 asanas of this sequence, starting with Gorak Anjali Asana. Now stand erect and then bend forward as you bring both hands underneath the knees. Make a finger lock and sit in a squatting position and let the finger knock touch your navel. Now visualize the great sage Goraknath, founder of the Natha Yoga Hindu Sampradaya. As you breathe in Jivachala Kumbhaka, inhaling deeply, as you forcefully move the prana up and down within your system and through your limbs along with your mind. Perform the Mula Bandha and internally chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham in Gorak Anjali Asana.
प्रथमे उभो होए बाहुरी नीचो पुनि होवे.
Next up is Kanji Asana. As you insert your hands between the thighs and calves, and then wrap your hands around behind your butt with interlocked fingers, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
ऊरुमध्यात् हस्तौ निवेश्य नितम्बं धृत्वा.
Next up is Bhairu Asana. As you bring the feet together and sit in a squatting posture with the heels touching your perineum, hold your hands at the back and sit upright, gazing to your navel as you visualize Bhagavan Kalabhairava, the Lord of Time.
दो पग की थलिया की माहिली कोर मिलाई.
The next asana is Varaha Asana. As you squat all the way down to the ground, keep your knees together, toes apart, and bring your elbows close to your head as you keep the fingers pointing backwards, hands joined together behind your back in Anjali Mudra. Gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as Varaha, the boar avatar of Lord Vishnu.
पागथली की माहिली कोर मिलाई भणा पानी उकड़वई से।
The next asana is Plipitasana. As you keep the heels touching, bring your hips to the same level as your knees as you hold onto the big toes in Prana Mudra. Now, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
पार्श्वद्वय सम्मील्य स्थित्वा नितम्बं जानुप्रदेश आनीय।
Next up is Bakasana. As you place your hands on the ground, with the fingers wide, place your knees onto the back of your arms. Lean forward as you raise your feet off the mat. Balance on your arms, visualizing yourself as a crow, performing the Jivachala Kumbhaka in Bakasana.
हस्ताभ्याम अवनिमवष्टभ्याम।
Next up is Sushtanga Kapali Asana, another inverted posture. Seek the support of a wall if needed. Now, place your hands on the ground, shoulder width apart, fingers wide, place the crown of your head onto the mat, and then lift your body onto your head and bring your legs into Padmasana. Gaze to your nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha.
आसन को गुण कपाला आछो होई।
The next asana is Guptasana. Sit in a kneeling posture with your heels outside of the hips, toes touching behind. Place your hands on the thighs, gaze to your nose, and visualize you're sitting in the secret seat with Paramashiva and Guru.
जानुर्भोरन्तरे पादौ कृत्वा पादौ च गोपयेत्।
The next asana is Vrikshasana too. Now place your hands on the ground, fingers wide, and lift your body up straight into a handstand. This asana should be practiced to purify the 7 chakras. If you have a wall or a partner by your side, seek aid as you visualize yourself as a tree with deep roots growing into the ground.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासन विशेषकान्।
The next asana is Shiva Asana. In the handstand, move your hands and feet closer together. Gaze to your third eye and visualize Tejas, energy flowing to your third eye, rejuvenating your body and bringing the divine radiance to you.
दो पग जोड़ी माही गुल्फ मिलाए।
Next up is Matsyasana 2. From Bakasana, place your hands flat on the ground, shoulder width apart. Step your feet back, lower your body down and push it back up again and again, visualizing yourself as a fish.
निब्जशयनं कुर्परो पार्श्वभागाय मूर्धकृत्य।
Next up is Sarpasana 2. As you lay prone on your stomach, place your hands on the hips. Visualize and move your body like a snake as you lift your chest from left to right. Breathe calmly through your nose in Sahadra Kumbhaka.
निब्जं शयनं कृत्वा हस्तौ नितम्बं संस्थाप्य।
Next up is Niralambanasana. Lay prone on your belly as you place your hands in Padma Mudra, the lotus mudra, holding onto your chin. Keep your legs straight, toes pointed together as you feel self-supported and completely independent.
कराभ्यां पङ्कजं कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् कुर्परयासुधीः।
Next up is Chakrasana. As you lay on your stomach, keep your arms straight in front. As you bend the knees, bring the feet up towards your upper back. Lift your head, gaze up, and visualize yourself as an umbrella protecting your Guru from the sun rays.
अर्ध्यासनवस्थित्वा हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं धृत्वा
Now sit on your knees with the tops of your feet flat on the mat. Place your perineum on the heels, stretch your arms out in front as you place your forehead and arms down on the mat. Visualize yourself as Vajra, the weapon of Indra, symbolizing your indestructibility. Gaze to your nose as you do so.
इदानीं गर्भिणीनां योगाभ्यासो यथा लघु
The next asana is Meshasana. From Gajasana, with the palms flat on the ground, hips raised up high, alternate striking the ground with your hands as you visualize yourself as powerful as a ram.
गजासनसंस्थितो एकैकं बाहुं भूमौ ताडयेत् मेषासनं भवति
The next asana is Ajasana. From Gajasana, lift your legs into the air and slowly bring your forehead down towards the ground, visualizing yourself as unborn, existing for all eternity.
गजासनसंस्थितो पादद्वयम् अन्तराळे कृत्य मस्तकेन भूमिं स्पृशेत्
Next up is Dhanantarasana. As you sit on your heels with the legs together, interlace your fingers around the toes, pull the feet towards your perineum, and then place your hands on the respective knees. Keep your spine straight, gaze to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
पूर्व विधि परिहाता की काकसीस्यो फणा शरामोडी
Next up is the Angamotanam. Interlace your fingers in front and then behind you. Stretch your arms forward to the sides and backwards, giving massage to various different joints and muscles of your body as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and return to making an ocean-like sound with your mouth in Ujjayi Pranayama.
हस्तयोः अङ्गुलीर्बद्ध्वा हस्तयोर्मध्यात् सर्वमङ्गं निष्कासयित्वा तिष्ठेत् अङ्गमोत्तनं भवति
Next up is Garudasana form. As you sit on your heels in Vajrasana, turn your feet out to the sides, keep your thighs and knees resting on the ground, keep your spine straight, hands on the knees, visualize yourself as Lord Garuda flying Lord Vishnu and Lakshmi on his back.
जङ्घोरुभ्यां धरां पीड्य स्थिरकायो द्विजानुनाम्
Next up is Ananda Mandirasana. Now sit with your legs folded back, the toes pointing backwards with the knees wide. Place the front of your buttocks on the ground as you gaze to your third eye and visualize yourself residing in the blissful space of a temple.
अथ पक्षे वीरनाथ आनन्दमन्दिरासनम्
Next up is Mandukasana 2. As you sit with the knees wide, feet overlapping on top of your ankles, keep your hands on the knees, gaze to your nose, press your tongue up against the palate of your mouth in Manduki Mudra as you visualize yourself as a frog.
गुल्भं पृष्ठं सम्पीड्य गुल्भाभ्यां जान्वङ्गे सवलयाकृतिः हस्तौ पादतले क्षिप्तो मण्डूकं पाददोषहृत्
Next up is Narasimhasana. As you keep your toes to the mat, heels up and together, place your perineum on the heels, your palms on the ground, spread your fingers wide, thumbs touching, and the base of your hand touching the toes. Gaze to your nose, stick out your tongue and exhale forcefully as you visualize Narasimha, one of the 10 avatars of Lord Vishnu.
दो फणा पानी होय वैसे एड़ी मेलर गुदानी वैसे
Next up is Vishlakasana. As you sit on the toes and place your perineum on the heels, separate the knees sidewards and place them on the ground. Make a hollow of your palms. Place them over your mouth as you keep your thumbs under the teeth. Close your lips. Gaze to your nose. Inhale through the right nostril and exhale through your mouth as per your capacity. Visualize yourself as Devi presiding over any and all minuscule fears you have as you perform Vishlaka Pranayama in Vishlakasana.
Go do upagangi edi joyi goda phanavan punihoyi.
Next up is Makadasana. With the soles of the feet together, top of the feet on the ground, sit on your heels and bend your elbows. Bring your fingers to the armpits and imitate as if you were a monkey scratching yourself. Gaze to your third eye. Visualize yourself as a playful monkey as you perform the Mula Bandha in Makadasana.
Do upakadali samputa ane tenigi pishti bhumi parithane.
Next up is Vajrasanghadasana. Now stand on the toes with the soles of the feet together. Sit on the heels, knees wide and off the floor. Hold your elbows behind your back. Gaze through your nose as you embody a diamond-like strength for yourself and your Sangha, your spiritual community.
Pratama vanapani hoy baise do edi gudani baise.
Next up is Kanjanasana. Keep the toes down, ankles crossed behind, and sit on your heels as you place your palms on the mat to your side. Gaze through the nose, visualize perfect health beyond any and all physical or mental ailments as you perform Ujjana Bandha and Mula Bandha.
Khanjanasana mahapakshe yat krutva sustiro bhavet.
Next up is Kurmasana. As you sit with your toes flat, feet crossed behind, place your perineum onto the back of the heels. Keep your knees wide. On the floor, rest your hands on the knees, gaze to the nose, and visualize yourself as a turtle with a stable body and mind to live for centuries.
Gulbho chavrashana syadho vitkramena samahito.
Next up is Yogasana. With your toes flat, cross your feet and place the perineum onto the back of the heels. Gaze through your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
Gudam niyamya gulbhabhyam vyutkarmena samahitah.
The next asana is Vijyogasana. Now stand on your knees, cross your ankles behind, feet near the opposite knee. Hold your calves with your fingers inside, the thumbs outside, as you gaze to your third eye and visualize a space of eternal oneness, Advaita, with your Guru.
Goda vamo ubo hoyi goda adara khedoi.
Next up is Ushtrasana 2. In a kneeling position, bend backward, hold your ankles with your hands as you keep your arms straight, push your hips forward and lift your head back, visualizing yourself as a camel.
Merudandagranthi dadya sampipada ishufpuman.
Next up is Jatyasana 2. With your heels together, hands on the soles of the feet, slowly lean back, bring your elbows down to the mat and place the back of your head onto the mat as well. Gaze to your nose and experience yourself as a lotus blooming.
Do edi samputa kare sole mooladvarita ridhare.
Next up is Viratasana. As you sit on your knees with the thighs and calves together, lean back, touch your back to the ground and then rise up. Use the support of your hands if needed. Do this again and again as you gaze to your nose and visualize the healing and liberation of all causal, subtle forms of your body.
Janga prishti bhumo nidajya jangodrajoho uruni samsthapya.
The next asana is Kapotasana. From Vidatasana, raise your hips higher. Bring your forearms to the mat. Hold onto the back of the heels as you bring your head in between the feet. Visualize yourself as a beautiful dove as you perform the Mula Bandha.
Merudandagranthi dadya sampipada ishufpuman.
Next up is Varasana. Now stand upright on your knees with the toes tucked. Hold your arms with opposite hands and gaze to your nose. This is the boon-fulfilling posture. Receive your boon from Paramashiva as you internally chant the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. manifesting the principle of Sohamasmi. Even when you worship, you are Him.
जानुनी भूमौ संस्थाप्य हस्ताभ्यां बाहुपरस्परं धृत्वा.
Next up is Varahasana 2. Keep the knees together and the toes tucked. Lean forward and down as you bring your elbows to the mat, hands holding your head. Rest your head on your hands, butt on the heels, and visualize yourself as Varaha, the boar avatar of Lord Vishnu.
सूर्यं चन्द्रं भेदनानि आसनानि निकथ्यते.
Next up is Mundasana. As you kneel down, place your elbows on the mat, shoulder width apart. Interlace your fingers and place your head on the mat, supporting it, holding it with your hands. Walk your knees forward, lift your hips up, and raise your head, legs up straight. Be stable. Gaze to the nose as you visualize yourself as a lopped tree.
अधोमुण्डासनं वक्षे सर्वेषां प्राणिनां सुखम्.
Next up is Andhasana. Now, as you kneel down, place your head in between the knees, elbows adjacent to the knees with the hands holding onto your head. Exhale through your mouth as you gaze to the nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रथमपगदली समटारावे कोरमाहिली उभे मिलावे.
Next up is Viparita Shalabhasana. As you lay on your belly, arms extended straight out, lift your thighs, arms and chest off the ground, visualizing yourself as a locust. As you perform the Mula Bandha, you can hold weights to intensify this asana.
शलभासन भेदाश्च नटभेरुण्ड नामके.
Next up is Kapalasana. As you lie on your belly, arms at the side, palms facing down. Keep your forehead on the ground and your chest on the mat. Lift your legs up together as you visualize a skull representing the mind with purified thoughts and the strong will to attain enlightenment.
कपालं भूमौ निधाय ऊर्ध्वं पादौ नयेत्.
Next up is Akasha Kapotasana. As you lay on your stomach, hands by the sides, lift your legs up over your head and slowly place the feet on the mat in front of your head. Keep your palms flat on the mat behind as you visualize yourself as a free and open dove.
उष्ट्रासने स्थित्वा चरणौ भूमेरुत्थाप्य मस्तकोपरि नीत्वा.
Next up, Shatakasana. As you sit on the knees, bring your chest down so your navel touches the knees. Keep your hands flat on the mat, forearms on the ground. Be sturdy as you visualize yourself as a sparrow.
कूर्परपर्यन्तौ हस्तौ धरामोष्टभ्य.
Next up is Vrishchikasana 2. As you kneel down with the hands and elbows on the mat, raise your legs, bend your back to touch your feet onto your head. Visualize yourself as a scorpion. Jump your legs up again and again if you can't hold this posture.
विच्छेव पुच्छ प्रतिमां कृपाश्री धृत्वा स्वशीर्षे जिबुकं विधार्यकौ.
Now come to a kneeling posture, sitting on one heel with the other foot outside the hip. Visualize yourself as a bull as you keep your hands in front of your body. Inhale forcefully through your nose. Hold your breath for a short while and then exhale slowly as you perform Antarangaka Kumbhaka. Engage the Mula Bandha.
याम्य गुल्फे पादमूले वामभागे पदेतरम्.
Next up is Lolasana. Now raise your knees off the ground as you balance on your arms. Cross the toes of the left foot over the right as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
लोलासनं सदा कुर्यात् बाह्यलोलापघातनात्.
Now place your perineum on the other heel as you keep the opposite foot outside the hip, toes pointing outwards. visualizing yourself as a bull and Vrishasana on the other side.
याम्य गुल्भे पादमूले वामभागे पदेतरम्.
Next up is Bala Gunasana. As you place the toes of the left foot on the ground and sit on the heel of the left foot, place your right foot flat on the mat in front with the knee raised towards your chest. Place your hands on the respective knees. As you visualize Bala Gunahai, one of the 84 siddhas in your inner space in Bala Gunasana.
आसन को गुण जल विकार जाई.
Next up is Grahasana. Now squat with your feet flat on the mat. Bring your elbows under the thighs and wrap your hands around the shins. Hold onto the ankles of your feet from the outside as you visualize yourself as the entire planet.
पादतले भूमौ संस्थाप्य जानुमध्ये कूर्परौ स्थाप्य.
Now repeat Bala Gunasana on the other side. Bring the toes of the right foot down, sit on the right heel. Place the left foot flat and bring the left knee towards your chest as you visualize Bala Gunahai.
आसन को गुण जल विकार जाई.
The next asana is Utkatasana. As you squat on the toes with the heels up, place your perineum on the heels, hands on top of the thighs. You can hold weights to intensify this asana. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the Mula Bandha.
युजास्पिजोस्त्रीयत ऊर्वजानु यत्रासने पादतलद्वयोपरि.
Next up is Vajrasangadasana too. Now sit on the toes with the perineum on the heels, soles of the feet together. Keep your knees wide, off the ground. Hold the opposite elbows behind your back as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Next up is Anilasana. As you squat or sit with the feet hip-width apart, place the hands underneath the soles of the feet from the inside with the palms facing down, keeping your arms straight, elbows at the navel, gaze to your nose. Visualize you're able to consume and live off of air alone.
दो हाथ भूमि पर उठाने कहनी जाड़ी ना भिलक आने.
We want to take this opportunity to remind all the participants that performing Nithyananda Yoga authentically with all the components, try to perform all the components to the best of your ability. This will strengthen your nervous system and prepare your body to receive the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. For the Kundalini awakening to settle within the body, perform the yoga to the best of your capability. This will intensify the experience during the darshan. Next up is Padukasana. Now place the back of your hands onto the mat and step your feet on top of the fingers as you wrap your hands around the feet like a shoe. Start walking around on the mat, visualizing you're wearing padukas and performing a padayatra through India.
हस्ततलयोः पादतले कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् गच्छेत् पादुकासनं भवति.
Next up is Kukkutoranasana. As you place your palms on the mat, raise both feet upwards into the air and let them fall back down again and again. Visualize yourself as a rooster as you perform the Mula Bandha.
हस्ततले भूमौ कृत्वा पादतले च ऊर्ध्वमुड्डानं कृत्वा.
Next up is Viparita Nrityasana. Now place your hands on the mat and raise your legs upwards into a handstand. As you move around on two hands dancing, feel yourself become free of all inhibitions. If you can't hold this posture, just jump your legs up again and again, trying to get stable in this position.
हस्ततलाभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य ऊर्ध्वपादाग्रे कुर्वन्.
The next asana is Kunjarasana. As you separate the feet and place one palm down on the mat with the arms straight, bring the opposite hand towards your head. Be stable. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
अथ पक्षे महादेव कुञ्जरासनमुत्तमम्.
Now exchange the position of your hands. Repeat Kunjarasana on the other side.
अथ पक्षे महादेव कुञ्जरासनमुत्तमम्.
Next up is Kadambasana. Now sit on the ground with the feet flat, heels close to your body. Hold the respective ankles with your hands as you lift your feet off the ground and visualize yourself as a Kadamba tree, a pious tree that promotes a long life.
पार्श्वेभ्यां भूमिं वष्टभ्य हस्तद्वयेन गुल्भौ धृत्वा.
We would like to again remind the participants to please switch on your cameras and be visible on camera. Thank you, Sun Young Lee, who even set up 2 cameras for different camera angles, so he's clearly visible on camera. Next up is Pavana Muktasana. Sit with the heels at your perineum, hold the knees with opposite hands and pull them in towards your chest. Visualize any excess vata being released from or balanced within your system as you calmly breathe through your nose in Sahajra Kumbhaka.
द्वयोस्तु पादयोः पाणिं लात्वा स्वस्वनितम्बके.
The next asana is Chakorasana. As you sit and lift one leg behind your head, place both hands flat on the mat and lift your body up, extending the opposite leg straight forward. If you can't bring the leg behind your neck, bring it over your shoulder or pull it towards your chest. Visualize yourself as a powerful source of energy as you gaze to your third eye.
पूर्वदानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा.
Next up is Dhanurasana 2. Now hold onto the big toes of the feet in Prana Mudra. Keep one leg extended and pull the other leg towards your ear. Visualize yourself as a bow in Dhanurasana 2.
पादाङ्गुष्ठौ तु पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि.
Next up is Ashtavakrasana. Now bring one leg over top of the respective shoulder and hook the other foot over top of the foot. As you extend the legs out to the side and balance on your arms, visualizing yourself as a flying crane.
वासिष्ठमतकौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
The next asana is Pranasana. As you place the right foot on the left thigh and bring the left foot flat on the ground with the knee raised, bring the left shoulder underneath the raised knee, hand on the ground and push the right knee down to the mat. Gaze to the third eye and visualize you are immortal and able to exist solely from prana.
एतत् प्रभेदं वक्ष्यामि करोति यः स चामरः.
Next up is Parshva Matsyendrasana. As you place the right foot outside of the left hip with the knee down to the mat, stack the left foot over top of the knee and twist your body around the raised knee. Bring the hand underneath and hold your hands behind your back. Gaze to your third eye as you visualize Sage Matsyendranath, the master of Hatha Yoga.
पार्श्वाभ्यां धृत्यते यास्तु पार्श्वमत्स्येन्द्रमुत्तमम्.
Now lift the other leg behind your neck and lift your body off the mat. As you repeat Chakrasana on the other side, visualizing yourself as a powerful source of energy.
पूर्वदानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा.
Now repeat Dhanurasana 2 as you hold on to the respective feet in Prana Mudra and pull the other leg towards your ear, visualizing yourself as a bow.
पादाङ्गुष्ठौ तु पाणिभ्यां गृहीत्वा श्रवणावधि.
Now repeat Ashtavakrasana on the other side as you balance with your legs extended to the side on your arms, visualizing yourself as a flying crane.
वासिष्ठमथकौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
Now repeat Pranasana on the other side as you place the other foot on top of the opposite thigh, opposite foot flat on the mat, knee raised, shoulder underneath the raised knee. the opposite knee towards the ground as you visualize you're immortal and able to exist from prana.
एतत् प्रभेदं वक्ष्यामि करोति यस्य चामरः.
Next up is Parshva as you place the other foot outside of the hip, opposite leg stepped over top. Bring the arm beneath the raised knee and interlock your fingers behind your back. As you gaze to your third eye and visualize Sage Matsyendranath in Parshva Matsyendrasana on the other side.
पार्श्वाभ्यां धृत्यदेयास्तु पार्श्वमत्स्येन्द्रम् उत्तमम्.
The next asana is Ardha Paschimottanasana. Now, keep one leg extended forward and press your groin with the other heel. Lean forward and down, hold onto the foot like in Paschimottanasana. As you visualize Swamiji in your inner space, perform the Jivachala Kumbhaka, where you hold your breath and move the prana throughout your body along with your mind.
एकं पादं प्रसार्य एकं पादस्य पार्श्वनासीवनी सम्पीड्य.
The next asana is Crown Chasana. Now keep the left ankle outside of the hip and hold on to the right foot, extending the leg up in front of your head with the knees straight. Visualize yourself as a crane as you perform the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Now repeat Ardha Paschimottanasana on the other side.
एकं पादं प्रसार्य एकं पादस्य पार्श्वनासीवनी सम्पीड्य.
Now repeat Crown Chasana on the other side as you place the ankle outside the hip, hold onto the foot and extend it up, visualizing yourself as a crane.
उत्तानपादं क्रौञ्चं च मरीचिं वीरभद्रकम्.
Next up is Svastikasana. As you sit with the soles of the feet in between the thighs and calves, keep your spine straight with the palms resting on top of the knees. Gaze to your nose as you visualize a swastika embodying peace, well-being, good fortune and prosperity.
जानुर्भोरन्तरे सम्यक् कृत्वा पादतले उभे.
Next up is Godakshasana. Maintain the same position but cover your heels with your hands. Gaze to your nose. Visualize the great sage Goraknath, founder of the Natha Yoga Hindu Sampradaya, as you perform Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha.
जानुर्भोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानौ व्यक्तसंस्थितौ.
Next up is Bhagasana 2. Now, bring your left heel to the perineum and the right foot on the left thigh. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space, gaze to your third eye, perform the Mula Bandha as you meditate on Arihanta, the Enlightened One, entering into Shanmukhi Mudra. Now close your eyes with the index fingers, exhale. Close the nose with your middle fingers, close your mouth with ring and little fingers, and your ears with your thumbs.
वामपार्श्वकुदं संस्थाप्य दक्षाङ्घ्रिवामजगने.
Next up is Yogasana 2. Now place your feet on top of the opposite knees. Place your hands on the ground beside you, with the palms facing up. Keep your spine straight, gaze to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Start breathing in Kakachantra Kumbhaka, rolling up your tongue and keeping your mouth in the shape of the beak of a crow. Inhale through the rolled up tongue and exhale through your nose as you perform the Mula Bandha.
उत्तानौ चरणौ कृत्वा संस्थाप्योपरि जानुनोः.
Next up is Urdhva Kukutasana. From Padmasana, place your palms flat on the mat beside your body. Press your hands into the mat and lift your knees off the ground as you balance above the ground. Visualize yourself as a rooster.
वासिष्ठपथकौण्डिन्यमूर्धकुक्कुटमेव च.
Next up is Siddha Haratali Asana. From Padmasana, insert both hands through the knees and place them on the mat. Avoid lifting your body up. Stay seated on the mat and gaze to your nose, visualizing Swamiji in your inner space, still breathing in Kakachanchu Kumbhaka.
प्रथम पद्मासन को करे, हस्त दो वो गोड़ासन धरे.
Next up is Hamsasana. From the same position, push your hands into the ground and lift your body off the mat. Balance as you gaze to the nose and visualize yourself as an elegant swan.
कुक्कुटासन स्थित्वा स्कंदपर्यन्तं मूरोनि नीत्वा.
Next up is Karmukhasana. From Padmasana, place your hands between the thighs and calves. Lean forward and push your hands behind, interlocking the fingers in Prana Mudra. As you visualize yourself as Lord Shiva's Bandha.
प्रथम गोड़ासन दिमाहि करि धरे.
Next up is Kurmasana 2. From Padmasana, insert both hands through the thighs and calves, bend your elbows and hold onto the respective shoulders with your hands. Visualize you're a turtle with a stable body and mind to live for hundreds of years as you perform the Mula Bandha.
बाई जंग पर दक्षिण बाबा, दाई जंग पर बाई ल्यावा.
The next asana is Granthi Vedasana. From the same position, tuck your chin to the chest, contract Jalandhar Bandha and Mula Bandha as you gaze to your nose and rejoice, knowing you are in Shiva's secret knot posture.
अथ वक्षे नीलकण्ठः ग्रन्थिभेदासनं शुभम्.
Next up is Uttana Kurmasana. From the same position, with the hands in between the thighs and calves, sitting in Padmasana, roll onto your back and hold onto the respective shoulders with your hands. Gaze to your nose as you embody a turtle laying on its back.
कुक्कुटासनबन्धस्थं कराभ्यां धृतकन्धरम्.
Next up is Pangu Kukutasana. Now sit back up in Padmasana. Place your hands in between the thighs and calves. As you keep one palm on the mat, hold its wrist and push your body off the mat, visualizing yourself as a rooster.
कुक्कुटासने स्थित्वा एकेन हस्तेन अन्यस्य परिबन्धं धृत्वा.
Now place the other hand flat on the mat and lift your body up as you repeat Pangu Kukutasana on the other side.
एकेन हस्तेन अन्यस्य परिबन्धं धृत्वा.
The next asana is Gridrasana. From Padmasana, place your elbows on the toes, interlace your fingers in Parasha Mudra as you rest your chin on the knuckles and press your thumbs to the throat. Visualize you have gone beyond all greed and covetous.
जानोर्भोरन्तरे पादौ उत्तानौ व्यक्तसंस्थितौ.
Next up is Padmasana 3. From Padmasana, hold one hand over the other, placing your palms upwards. Keep your spine straight, gaze to the nose. Engage all bandhas as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
उत्तानौ चरणौ विधाय विधिवत् शक्तिस्थितौ योगिरात्.
Next up is Padmasana 4. From Padmasana, place your palms on top of the knees. Keep your spine straight, gaze to your nose, and visualize Paramashiva in your inner space as you perform the Mula Bandha.
एतत् पद्मासनं कुर्यात् प्राणवायुप्रसिद्धये.
Next up is Karmukhasana 2. From Padmasana, keep one hand on top of the respective knee and hook the other hand around the big toe in Prana Mudra. Pull the elbow back as if you're pulling a bowstring as you move the big toe round and round, visualizing yourself as Paramashiva's bow, Pinaka, as you repeat the movement on the other side.
अथान्यासनमापक्षे योगपूरकरक्षणात्.
Next up is Karmakasana 3. Now cross your arms behind your back and hold on to the big toes in Prana Mudra. Gaze to your nose as you visualize yourself as Pinaka, Lord Shiva's bow. Engage all the bandhas and breathe in Kakachantra Kumbhaka.
कार्मुकासनमाक्षित्य उदरे पूरयेत् सुखम्.
Next up is Dridhasana. As you maintain Karmakasana 3, lift your chest up and gaze to your third eye. Visualize yourself as the action of Paramashiva's third eye, destroying anything you come across.
ऊरुभ्यामुपरि स्थाप्य पादयुग्मं प्रयत्नतः.
Next up is Nagarasana. From Karmakasana 3, cross your arms behind your back, holding onto the opposite big toes as you lay down on your back. Legs in Padmasana. If you can't hold onto the big toes, just keep your arms crossed behind your back as you gaze to your nose and visualize yourself as a snake, calmly breathing in Sahadra Kumbhaka through your nose.
प्रथमपदमासन कोठाने द्वौ हाथ पाछाने आने.
Now, lie on your back, bend your knees, lift your feet off the ground and brace your knees towards your chest, hands in Padasha Mudra. With your head touching the knees, squeeze your body into a ball as you perform the Mula Bandha.
वेत्रासने स्थित्वा हस्तपादान् निष्कुष्य.
And next up is Urdhva Pavanasana. As you lay on your back, with the knees raised together, feet flat on the ground, interlock your fingers underneath your head. As you gaze to your nose, visualize Swamiji in your inner space and perform the Mula Bandha.
प्रथमे सूधो सैन करावे घोड़ा उभा राशि मिलावे.
Next up is Malakata Pitasana. As you lay on your back with the knees raised, feet flat, place your palms underneath the heels with the palms facing upwards. Then raise your hips up high. Engage Jalandhara Bandha and Mula Bandha as you breathe in Mudra Kumbhaka, visualizing yourself as a powerful alpha ape.
प्रथमे सूधो सैन करावे घोड़ा उभा राशि मिलावे.
Next up is Uttana Shikipitakasana. As you lay supine, raise your hips and place your hands onto the lower back, supporting your hips with the elbows on the ground, bearing the weight of your body. Tuck your chin to the chest, gaze to your nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
जङ्घोरुबलहीनश्चेत् उत्तानशिखिपीठकम्.
Next up is Narakasana. From laying on the back, raise your legs up and place your hands flat on the mat. Be straight. Visualize yourself blissfully traversing through Narakaloka unscathed in Narakasana.
ग्रीवाकण्ठेन भूमिं विष्टम्भ पादाग्रद्वयमूर्धमुत्त्रजेत्.
Now bring your hands to the lower back for support, elbows down on the mat. Keep your legs straight and then slowly angle and lower them down as you keep your core engaged. In Tiryanokasana, visualizing yourself as a boat crossing the ocean of samsara.
नौकावत् स्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वं पादाग्रद्वयं नजेत्.
Next up is Dvajasana. Place your hands back on the mat. Keep your body straight like a flagpole as you visualize yourself as the Kailasa flag, respected across all nations.
तिर्यन्नौकावत् ग्रीवापृष्ठकोर्परैः भूमिं वष्टभ्य.
Now lower your body down flat into the final asana of this sequence, Mritasana. Keep your hands outside of your hips, palms facing up. Perform the Shakti Chalan Mudra, pulling the Kundalini Shakti up along your spine as you visualize your body is dead and Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is liberating you. Internally, chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
उत्तानं शववद्भूमौ शयनं तु शवासनं शवासनं श्रमहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारणम्.
Now slowly return to your physical body. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, your wrists and your ankles, your elbows and your knees. Pull your knees up towards your chest and rock your body from side to side. Return to a comfortable seated position. Congratulations for completing the Dvitiya Vinyasa Krama, all 308 asanas of the sequence. We want to thank all the participants who sincerely participated in today's Nithyananda Yoga session. And we would like to invite you to join the power manifestation immediately after Nithyananda Yoga. Now let us conclude this yoga session with the Purna Mantra. Sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line, hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as we chant the Purna Mantra.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ तत्सत् सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवपादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्.
Thank you all, Nithyanandam.
I bless you all.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
1 play.
नित्यानन्दं परमसुगदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गहनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nithyanandam, I welcome all the Paramashivoham participants for today's power manifestation session as we're entering to the day 15 of this Paramashivoham. Right after the Nithyananda Yoga, the performance of the 308 asanas blessed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. It's good to all of us now to please be seated, that we're going to be entering to the power manifestation for the next 21 minutes. Please be seated. Today we're going to be manifesting the power of third eye today. We are going to be entering to the sequence or the levels. We have finished colors, shapes, played with numbers, with options, without options, even letters as well. Now we are entering to the words. As the day 15, we are entering to the words. Please be ready. Today's power manifestation will be reading words with your eyes completely blindfolded. Please turn on your cameras. Able to see Pavan K sitting. Tirthurupaya Please be seated. John Doria, please turn on your cameras. Please be seated. Give a few more seconds to all the participants to please be seated. Please bring your eye bands, pen and paper, and please be seated. Make sure you're bringing your eye bands. If you don't have an eye band, something to blindfold yourself. And please be seated. Give a few seconds for all the participants. Yes. Now I'll be reciting the Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference to manifest the power of third eye. For every power manifestation which we are doing in this Paramashivoham sessions, for every power, it may be third eye, body scanning, remote vision, the power of Akashic readings, or moving the matter, the consciousness over matter, or as recent as yesterday's power manifestation, which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism initiated all of us, the power of Ekasantagrahya. Any of these power manifestation, there will be a Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference to show, to validate, to confirm that these power manifestations are not just a myth, but it is real and it is initiatable, manifestable, and can be experienced by each and every single one of us. This Shastra Pramana is directly from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Dharana 34, Sutra 11, where Bhagavan Paramashivam himself mentions, speaks, describes on this very power of third eye. Now I'll be reciting that verse and the translation for it, and then we'll enter to the power manifestation. Kapalantarmano nyasya tishthanmilitalochanaha kramena manaso dhadyat lakshayed lakshamuttamam. The translation goes for this verse: by fixing the mind on inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having your eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and in your inner space, having your eyes closed, attaining the space of oneness with the source, Paramashiva himself. So this is the verse and the translation for it, for this Shastra Pramana, the scriptural reference to manifest the power of third eye today. Now we'll be entering to the power manifestation. In the round 1 of the power manifestation, which we are going to have, again we'll be having 3 rounds as well as today. For the round 1 of the power manifestation, we're going to be manifesting words blindfolded. The only clue which I can give, because today is the first day of manifesting word blindfolded, is we are going to be having 4-letter word. Any 4-letter word we'll be choosing and projecting it to all of you for this round 1 of the power manifestation. But I won't tell you what is the option of the 4 words, but any 4-letter word. Hope all the participants are able to understand and get along with me. Repeating again, for this round 1 of the power manifestation, I'll be choosing, projecting any 4-letter word. It can be anything out of the blue, That will be the first round of the power manifestation. Yes. Now you can put on your eye bands. Please close your eyes. Please blindfold yourself. Please close your eyes. As we are entering to the round 1 of the power manifestation. John Doliyaya, again requesting you to switch on your cameras, and many other participants as well. Please close your eyes. Start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Keep chanting the Mahavakya as we have 3 minutes for this very round of power manifestation.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your 3 eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Now requesting all the participants, the round 1 of the power manifestation has been completed. You can take few minutes of our time. Please take off your eye bands. Please open your eyes. Please open your eyes. Yes. Now you can type out on your Zoom chat telling what was revealed to you for the first round of the power manifestation. What was Mamaji showed to you? You can type out that as well on the Zoom chat, telling what was the revelation, what was the word, or anything what is being shown to you through your third eye. Please type out that. That will be the next step of this power manifestation. Pavan Kaya, you can type out that. Tirtharupaya, John Dollyaya. Okay, yes, Tirtharupaya has put a message. The following words were revealed to me: was name, wave, and laid. Okay, that's great. Pavan Kaya, what about you? John Dahlia, who's here with us, have not switched on their camera. Please turn on your camera. Okay. Pavan K has put, I didn't have anything revealed. Maybe the word love. Okay, that is fine. Now I'll be projecting the word to all of you for this round 1. You can have it, look for yourself. What is the word? What is the 4-letter word which is chosen for all of us? Yes, the word chosen for all of us for this round 1 of the power manifestation is the word fire. F-I-R-E. So that is the 4-letter word which is chosen for all of us. The word was fire, chosen for us for the round 1 of the power manifestation. Yes, now we'll enter to the round 2 of the power manifestation. I'll be increasing the level as well. For the round 2, we'll be having 5 letters, 5-letter word. For the first round, we had 4-letter word. For the second round of the power manifestation, we'll be having 5-letter word chosen and projected to all of us. There won't be any options or anything. We're going to be manifesting words through our third eye, blindfolded. Yes. Now, we all can close our eyes. Requesting all the participants, we can blindfold and keep your eyes closed. Please close your eyes. It's going to be a 5-letter word chosen for all of us. Start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We will have 3 minutes for even this round of power manifestation. Tirtharupaya, if you can please keep your eyes closed. have 2 more seconds left. Please keep your eyes closed. Keep chanting the Mahavakya.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, now requesting all the participants, we can relax. Open your eyes. Please take off your eye bands. Please open your eyes. The round 2 of the power manifestation has been completed. Projecting the 5-letter words. Now let's take a few minutes again. Type out our answers on the Zoom chat, telling what was revealed to us through our third eye. It doesn't need to be that you're going to be really manifesting something that exact, but please type out that. Okay, yes, it's good to see John Dolly participating for the second round. You put a message point. Okay, the word is point. Fine. Waiting for others as well. Please leave your answers or what was revealed to all of you for the round 2 of the power manifestation. Tirthurubai has put the word green. Okay, Pavan K. Ayya, you put the word water. Okay, I think so. Pavan K. Ayya, maybe the first round is fire. You thought the second round is water, maybe. Let's see what is the word is going to be. Just give a few more seconds for all of the participants to leave their message as well. Yes, now as all the participants can see, for the round 2 of the power manifestation, the word chosen for all of us was the word happy. The 5-letter word was happy, H-A-P-P-Y. So you have the 5-letter word chosen for all of us was the word happy. That's good. Now we'll enter to the third round of the power manifestation. I'll be choosing 6 letters. Okay, the first round was 4 letters, the second round was 5 letters, and the third round will be a 6-letter word. Okay, this time let's focus on getting any one of the alphabet correct. If you are able to get the whole word correct, that's great. But if you're able to get any one of the letter, for example, now John Dolly Ayya has put the word point and he got the letter P in the word of the happy. In the word happy, there is a letter P there, and John Dolly Ayya got point. He got P, that P, the letter P he has manifested. So for the 6-letter word for the third round as well, try to get any one of the letters correct from those 6-letter word. Let's see what is a 6th letter. This time for the third round as well, there won't be any options. You can give answers. Request Swamiji to show both. You can ask Swamiji to show the word itself and any one of the letter in the word itself. So that will be the third round of the power manifestation. Hope all the participants are able to understand. I'll be repeating again. The third round of the power manifestation, it's going to be a 6-letter word. Try to get any one of the letter out of the 6-letter word correct and even manifest the word itself. Now let us all close our eyes. Please keep your eyes blindfolded. You can put down your eye bands. Please close your eyes. Start chanting the Mahavakya. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham.
We have 3 minutes for even this round of the power manifestation. Please keep your eyes closed.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham.
We have 2 more seconds. Keep your eyes closed. See what is getting revealed to you. Just start playing with the powers. Do not concentrate. Do not focus. We have 2 more seconds.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Yes. Now requesting all the participants, the 3rd round of the power manifestation has been completed. We can relax, take off our eye bands. Please open your eyes. Please open your eyes. Tirthurupaya, we can take off your eye bands as well. Now you can type out your answers as well on the Zoom chat, telling what was revealed to all of us for the 3rd round of the power manifestation. Please type out your answers. That will be the next step of this power manifestation. Please type out that. Okay, John Doria has put a message, pirate. Okay, the word pirate was chosen for you. Okay, Pavan K, parrot. Okay, that's great. Tirthurupaya, what was revealed to you? You can type out that as well. Okay, Tirthurupaya Sling couldn't see anything. It's fine, yeah. That's okay. That's not an issue at all. Give a few more seconds for all of the participants to leave their message as well. Yes. Now, as all the participants can see, for the round 3 of the power manifestation, the word shown for all of us was the word ignore, I-G-N-O-R-E. So that is a 6-letter word. chosen for all of us for the third round of the power manifestation. The word chosen for all of us was ignore. I think so, Pavan K, you got O, correct? So that was a point where I can tell that you at least started manifesting this power. So the word was ignore for the third round of the power manifestation. So before we finish this power manifestation, from tomorrow onwards we will be having increased number of rounds and it will be completely different power manifestation altogether. Hope all the participants are ready for that, and we'll be giving 100% guaranteed breakthrough for each one of us. Each one of us will be having a breakthrough in this power manifestation of the power of third eye. So there will be an exciting power manifestation starting from tomorrow onwards. There will be having many different rounds and altogether different power manifestation where all of us are into this space of oneness, receiving Swamiji, having fun in this power manifestation. Hope all the participants are enjoying till today on the day 15 of this Paramashivoham. If any of the participants have anything to share or message, you can leave the message as well on the Zoom chat. So I'll be able to answer related to this power of third eye or any doubts regarding power manifestation. Yes, I can see Pavan K putting a message. I realized having been given a clue makes our logic operate even more. Exactly. Giving our logic operates, maybe brings our logic here and there, but power manifestation doesn't work out of logic as well. Only if Swamiji blesses us or wants us to manifest even that simple gratitude we have, and Swamiji's channel, his initiations are flowing through us, only then we will be able to see what is happening. In the modern world, we called as